What's up, brother? How you doing?
What's up, Gabe? How are you, brother?
Good, man. Just hanging in there. Like I told you, I'm fighting this this cold, this
Yeah.
sickness. You know,
So is that so that is the real background then? You're not in a hotel room.
maybe I don't know. Let me see. Got do some. Oh yeah.
Okay, you're good.
It's
All
real
right.
this time.
Now we can believe you. All right.
It's real this time.
That's hilarious. Good to see you
um,
again, though, brother.
yeah, man. Great seeing you.
Yeah, you've been doing a lot of traveling, huh?
Well, just these. I mean, these conventions, right? Like we've been kind of going around to these conventions, and
Yeah.
it's fun. But it does get tiring, right? Because it is
Mhm.
kind of the same old stuff, But I got to see a lot of people. I went to LA Comic Con this last weekend and saw like Michael McMaster's there and his son and you
Oh,
know,
nice.
you know, I
That's
told
cool.
him yeah about Maximilian. It looks so cool and all
Oh,
that.
nice.
Yeah, there's a lot of people there at the at the convention. Um did I mean yeah, I showed you guys, right? Like I showed you some of the pictures and
Oh,
stuff.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, that's really cool.
But yeah, man. How about you? How you doing?
Oh, man, I'm great, buddy. I've just been blowing and going at dark side. It's just
Oh,
been a crazy, crazy week of getting things done. Though we're getting all the stainless steel is being put in, and so a lot of waiting for kitchen equipment to show up. But
yeah.
been meeting a lot of people on on the type of cheeses and the recipes for
Yeah.
our sauces and stuff. So I'm excited. I'm
Yeah.
excited to start tasting and
Can I
stuff.
show that video that you sent me a little bit earlier?
Yeah, sure. Go right
Yeah.
ahead. Yeah, yeah.
Let me bring that up real
Yeah, no problem.
quick.
Hey, everybody, welcome.
All right, let's see. See if
So, yeah,
does it look
yeah,
good or washed out. Let me see. Sometimes, like I told you with my video, for some reason.
yeah. So
No.
you can see we've got the getting all the plexi in, which is really nice. Once we get that all buttoned up, yeah. So Jens has got all the under the bar and stuff. He's got all the lighting and stuff done back there. Jens has been a huge help here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's all the stainless steel going in the prep kitchen, and that's where your cold salads and your sandwiches will be handed through the window right there. And
Yeah.
yeah, I got that. So there's Maximilian, his
What are
background.
those back panels?
Yeah, that's fantastic work was done with that.
Are they
Lights.
like? Are they replica one? Like, are you? Did you try to like replicate something from the
Oh, it's
movie?
exactly, yeah. It's of the background that you see in the
Oh.
black hole. So yeah, it's really
Oh,
cool
okay.
to
So it's
finally do
you
that.
you got it matched up. Oh, that's
Yeah,
really cool.
yeah. I haven't even showed McMaster. I mean, I know
Yeah.
he's been busy,
Yeah,
but
man.
yeah, but yeah, things are really coming along. We've been working on I don't know if people know this, but we're building some auto condos in the back
Yeah.
that we're going to be leasing out, and that building's
Yeah.
fantastic. So just a lot going on, but it's
Yeah.
just I'm very blessed
Yeah.
in everything that's happening around me. So it's really cool.
Nice.
But
Well,
yeah,
yeah, I want to remind everyone in the chat that today it's like open forum. So if you guys want to jump on with us and kind of hang out, the link is in the Facebook group. So just go to the Facebook group, look at my latest post, and then in the comments is a link to join us if you guys wanted to jump on.
yeah, for sure.
But yeah, let's say hi to our friends that are on here right now.
For sure.
We got Steven, Carla. What's up, guys?
Thanks for jumping on.
Yeah. Got Jens. What's up, Jens? How are you, man? Got Charlie. What's up, Charlie?
Hey, buddy.
Wizzy Wizard. Kelvin. What's up, man? Armando. What's up, Armando? How you doing, man?
Good to see you, buddy.
Johnny. What up, Johnny?
Hey, Johnny.
Sunny Jim. What's up? Chris. What's up, Chris? We got Eric. What's up, Eric? How you doing, man?
Good to see you, man.
We got Jeff in the house. What's up, Jeff? He
Mhm.
likes cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah. Edgar's life. Dream Edgar, what's up, man? How you doing? Chris Elliott, what's up, man? Robbie, what's up? Star Geeks, what's up? So Yeah.
Sunny Jim, thanks for what you just said. We got a lot of stuff that we're taste testing and stuff that we'll be doing all kinds of crazy things. Hey,
Yeah.
before we say anything, I just want to do a shout out to Steve and Carla.
Mhm.
Steven, you guys are putting out some really cool content, man. Just keep
Mhm.
doing what you're doing, man. And I just it's very informative, and just want you to know that you know keep doing what you do because it's
Oh,
awesome.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
And I love that it's not, it's not just Star Wars. They kinda
yeah.
cover everything vintage.
And
It's really
you
cool.
just see them having such a good time doing those
Yeah,
videos, and
yeah,
it's I mean, they take the time to do these videos,
yeah,
and doing all the little edits and stuff. It's like, man, keep it going. So just wanted to give that shout out to those guys and gals.
yeah.
So,
No, no, for sure, man.
yeah.
I know, man. I've been I'm sure just like you, I'm sure, like, with YouTube, like, I've been slacking, man. Like, I haven't posted I haven't, like, posted new videos and stuff, but,
You
you know.
did that one just recently on the maquettes, which was awesome.
Oh, I the little shorts, like, the
Yeah.
little. Oh, yeah, yeah, I did, like, I'll still do but that one I did a little while ago. I just reposted it.
Okay. Because
Um,
I love the content in there.
little history behind it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good. That's good footage.
Yeah, no, the long form videos is the ones that I've been just kinda slacking on.
Yeah.
Haven't posted anything recently. Gotta
I'm
get
real
back.
curious what the next runs of the maquettes are gonna be.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There's a few that are already, like, you could see in Tom's shelf, like, whenever he
Yep,
goes live, right? Like, the
yep,
Bib
yep,
Fortuna,
yep,
that one's been out there for a while, and
yeah.
I'm sure there's a couple more that are that are pending. I can't wait for them to put out the size noodles because that's gonna be really cool to put them all together.
Right. I don't even remember what the maquette of that slice of noodles looked like. Is it pretty close to what it ended up being?
Yeah, it's just like it's like long legs, like super long, like frog legs, and it
Yeah.
just looks like a stand up frog, but it's tall, like it's a big
Oh,
maquette.
I think I remember it actually seeing that.
Yeah, it's like a good like it should almost be like definitely over 12 inches, but
Damn.
that's a big piece.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting the Rancor, seeing how it turns
Yeah,
out. So that's really,
hats
really
and I
cool.
appreciate that. Thank you, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, cool. Yeah, the Imperial credits. Yeah, those Imperial credits are really cool. I've been collecting the ones at Galaxy's Edge. And when I saw that EFX was gonna do the accurate ones, I was like, "Oh yeah, I gotta definitely get those." I'm surprised no one's put out like an officially licensed like Beskar. I've seen I think it was the Australian Mint put
Mhm.
out a little like silver Beskar bar, but I don't think it was like screen accurate or anything. But that's the one thing I'm really shocked. No one's, especially EFX. Like I wonder if they're gonna put that out.
Huh.
That'd be
Yeah,
cool.
I don't know. You talk to the guys at EFX much? You do,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
And I just don't understand why. I mean, if they want to really hit a home run,
No.
I really think they need to dive back into the McQuarrie helmets and
Yeah.
finish the line. I understand that they won't have the McQuarrie signature,
Yeah.
but I don't think that'll keep people from wanting those because nobody's really legitimately sold those. There's the people out of the country that have made them, I
Yeah.
think.
I
But
and I talked I did talk to him about that,
yeah,
at the last Comic Con,
yeah.
and,
Did you
they
bring
said
it
it.
up to them?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely, yeah, I told him that, yeah, because that Stormtrooper was already, like, the
yeah,
concept was already done, like, I'm sure I don't know if the Chinese company still has the the patterns, right? Like, the tooling, but
yeah.
I'm sure they could redo it again, real quick. I
That's
know
right.
they were
Remember
just
that.
trying to catch up. Yeah, they're just right now, they're just on catch up mode, right? Like, to try to get all this stuff
Yeah,
shipped
and it's
out.
easy for me to say, "Hey, why don't you just come out with this?" Because I
Mhm.
talk to Michael every once in a while at NYC, and same thing. I'm sure everybody's got all these great ideas, but
Yeah.
at the end of the day, how many people are actually buying it? That's a big thing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
shout
I
out
think
to
where it would sell. I think even if it's just like a low edition, like, 50 or 100 or something, like, it would for sure sell.
yeah, yeah. But a shout out to Michael at NYC. He did a great job on the Y wing. I received one that he
No,
sent me, and he did a damn good job on it. You know,
no.
yeah, for the money and for what those things are. I know we've relived this before, but
Yeah.
he's
Oh,
doing
yeah.
a great job though. So
Oh, yeah. No, Michael does some. some awesome stuff, man.
It really gives people out there that are on budgets a chance, the opportunity
Yeah,
to have something
yeah,
that they normally wouldn't be able to have, you know. So
yeah. No, for sure.
so, but yeah, it's pretty cool.
Um,
So
but yeah, and I haven't really picked up anything. I mean, besides the last thing was the Rancor that that which is this guy.
yeah,
Um, but other than that, yeah, I haven't.
that thing's badass.
It is, man. It is. I got to figure out a better way to display all these things. But yeah, I think yeah. As of right now, I'm like trying to like pump the brakes on stuff and just like try to
Hmm.
curate it and trying to figure out where to put stuff. Yeah. Oh,
Oh
look
yeah,
at Johnny's jumping on.
good, good. Yeah, it's almost like,
What's
hey
up,
Johnny,
Johnny? How you doing, bro?
What's up, guys? How you
good,
doing?
good to see you,
Good,
brother.
Likewise,
good,
likewise.
man. Thanks for jumping on, dude.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? Let's add some youth to this
Yeah,
segment tonight.
Get
now we
get
can
the
talk Force Awakens and stuff. I'm just kidding. No,
Huh? Yeah, yeah. Those are definitely my movies. Yeah.
yeah, right.
How
But
y'all doing today, guys?
we're
good,
good,
man.
buddy.
How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good. Doing good. Not too bad. I'm actually doing an exam on one side of my screen, and I'm talking to you on the
Are
other.
you?
So,
Oh, that's funny,
That's
man.
um,
That's hilarious. What are you? You're in. What are you studying? What do you?
I'm studying aerospace engineering.
Oh, okay. Damn. All right.
Yeah, yeah. So long story short, I wanted to fly airplanes in the Air
Yeah,
Force, and now I'm shooting to help create them. So
dude. Hell yeah. Yeah. I mean, I Texas is the place to be for that stuff, right? Like for like aeronautics and stuff like that. Don't they have a lot of like just like factories and like all the the space programs and all that stuff's over there,
yeah, so Alabama actually has the what
right?
you can say the training, but yeah, we have Houston here. What's up,
Yeah.
Jeff?
What's up, Jeff? How
You
you
don't
doing?
have to invite me twice to a party. I'll join.
yeah. Jeffrey,
Awesome.
what's up, brother?
What's going on? Hey,
Good, man.
Johnny.
What's up, Jeff?
Yeah.
But
What's up,
yeah,
Jeff? Yeah, it's been a while. Look at that background too, man. It keeps
Yeah.
on growing. That's awesome, man.
Well, I'm out of room. It's the same thing with every collection. We're all out of
Nuh-uh.
room.
Right? No, yeah.
Yeah.
We're all
Well,
in that same boat, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
And then everything on the front side is a mess.
Oh. Well,
Dude, I love it. I love the how you did the Death Star trenches up top. That looked really good, brother.
Yeah. I still got to put a bunch of ships up there, but yeah, that's a Joel and J2SO thing. So I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah, how did you get? Were the tiles? Are they like 6x6s or 6 inch by 6 inch?
They're actually the Bandai. They're molded off of the Bandai plates.
Okay,
The
so they're
models.
smaller, a lot
They're
smaller.
small. They're like, I forget what they are. Like I think 1x1s or 3x3s.
Are they printed or cast?
He cast them.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
solid resin.
Solid resin. Yeah.
Ooh, those
yeah,
like it probably has some weight to it, right? After
Yeah, they got a little bit of weight. I mean, I mean, they're still pretty thin plates.
okay.
That's why I put them on those thin pieces of wood,
Mm.
and then that whole framing on that side has solid wood across the frame.
Oh, okay.
So.
yeah. When I did that 16-foot trench run, those are also cast, and it took forever to get those. He would send in like, every couple of months I'd get like he'd do 20 and 20 back, and there was several hundred of them that went into that thing. And it slowly but surely I was building it. It took forever. It took almost a year to get it completely the trench done.
I know. I think when because I was like, well, I'm like, oh, I'll just get them from Joel and I'll paint them outside, and I'm like, man, I don't have time for that shit. So
Yeah.
I asked Jason, I'm like, hey man, you want to paint some Death Star panels? He's like, sure. I'm like, how much you want for to do that job? And he's like, all right, I'll do this, whatever. And then he got them, and he's like laying them all out in his backyard.
Yeah.
It's like he had his whole backyard full of plates.
That's badass.
Yeah.
So Jeff, do you go outside in the collecting world outside of Star Wars? Is there anything else that you collect too? You just
Oh my God. I think Heather would probably divorce me at that point.
Yeah.
No, as long as if it stays in this room, that's the thing, right? So if and it holds me accountable, right? So, like all of us, right? I mean, we want
Yeah.
to collect everything and grab everything we can, and it holds me accountable to myself, even like
Yeah.
in this room. So if I want to split off into a different thing, I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to dump
Yeah.
part of this room.
Yeah. I'm
So
kind of this I'm in the same situation. Like everything needs to stay in this room. I mean, luckily, like the Disney stuff and all that, like, that,
She likes it.
family, yeah, the family likes
yeah,
it. So but hey Jeff, remind us, okay, so what's your primary focus? Are you mostly focusing on like still statues and like
yeah.
mostly
Mostly statues. I have a couple of one-to-one like
Mhm.
custom pieces now.
Yeah.
I got a couple of like probably since the last time you guys saw me, like I picked up the Mando bust from
Oh
Sideshow.
yeah. Nice.
So I
Yeah.
like
Nice.
that. But yeah, mostly statues. I am branching out into some models.
Okay.
Like I can't keep watching Michael every week and have a
I
bunch of
know,
giant
right?
models, and I'm like, I gotta pick up at least a couple.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Um,
Very cool.
yeah.
What kind of models are you getting? Like NYC stuff or?
Well, so I actually just built my own tie, like a
Oh, nice.
1/32 tie. Um,
Badass.
yeah. So
You're
that was
pretty
kind
good at
of
that stuff.
yeah. Try. Um,
The
but
Bandai,
like
the Falcon looks great. What you done on that?
yeah, and the Falcons had like a bunch of start
The
stops.
Diagostini, yeah.
Yep. To the point where I was like, I'm going with the New Hope colors, and then now I'm back to doing other stuff. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
um, Chris, Chris Benware started a new like Facebook group and stuff.
Mm.
Um, and I love that because it's totally different. And he's just doing model stuff.
Mm.
Yeah, I talked to him about that. That's really cool that he's doing that.
It
Yeah.
is. It is really cool, and it's a totally different angle than I think a lot of the groups do.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's been cool.
Is it
Um,
are they more like promoting like DIY kind of things, or is it just more about just talking about studio scale in general?
It's like soup to nuts, like model
Okay.
stuff. Like it's, picking up like old model parts and building, scratch building. They have, John
You
Simmons
got to
is
really
on
be
there.
into it. It's
Yeah.
a small group of people that really enjoy that stuff. But like even me, I'm not hardly that knowledgeable about a lot of the found parts. I've learned over the years, but they really dove into that stuff pretty deep. So
It is. And they go over that and he's going over, like he knows he's not a master painter, but like he shows you some of the paint things that he's been doing,
mhm.
or he'll do like airbrushing while he's on the video. And
Yeah.
it's kind of cool. I mean, he put it on during work or whatever, and it's in the background, kind of
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
taking tests in the
yeah,
background.
that's cool.
But yeah, you just keep it. I don't know. It's been cool. So I've been trying to do some of that.
Yeah.
Like I have a Tantive right now that
Ooh, nice.
is a model kit from Merlin.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Um,
Oh, that came in. Yeah, I saw that they were shipping them out recently,
What
right?
what how long? What's the length on that one?
mm,
You know?
it's it's definitely over a foot, so it's
Oh,
probably 20, 23 inches, something like
okay.
that.
No.
Hmm.
So it's got a cool base. I had Joel print off like the base of it is like it looks like the hallway from the Tantive, and then it has
Mm.
lights that shoot up on the bottom of it.
Oh,
Nice.
So it has this
cool.
nice glow.
Yeah.
But the only thing I don't like about the base is they just put stickers for the hallway on the
Mm.
sides. So I had Joel 3D print, Joel, right? We got sent him an idea and he was like, "Man, I'm off running." He's like,
Yeah, he'll do it that night.
Yeah.
"Yeah." But he 3D printed the hallways to match those
Oh,
stickers.
yeah.
And so now I can just put them on that base. So
Oh,
it's
that's real
easy to
cool.
match 'em.
Yeah.
Stuff like that, Gabe. Yeah, like that's kind of what I've been up
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
You know, I I have a spot for the look. I had to do a custom stick for the Falcon. See,
Oh, yeah. I saw that. Yeah, that bass. Did Brian do that bass for you?
yeah, the Dio.
Oh, yeah, that's
Dude, that thing is badass. So you're gonna have the Diagostini right like it's
floating.
taken off, and you'll have the blue light in the background and everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So
perfect, dude. I
Jeff, are you
I freaking love that diorama. He did a kick-ass job on that.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
awesome. The way he
He-
engineered it too, because it's too large to ship anywhere, right?
Yeah.
So it comes apart in threes.
Mm.
Mhm.
Which engineering wise, just to be able to ship it is
Yeah.
amazing in itself. So
Yeah,
anyways,
that's crazy
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Jeff,
Oh, go ahead.
really quick, I have to ask: was your concept based off of the Bandai show like that they had, like diorama?
Yeah. So Bandai
Wow.
did one a while ago, and then
Mhm.
Lego's done some variations of it as well. So then I started talking to Brian. I haven't, like all of us, right? I mean, I have the tape measure close by so we can measure every inch of
Yeah.
our room.
Yeah.
I told him, I'm like, you think we can fit that in there to be like the same scale as the Agostini? He's like, yeah, I think we can do it. So
That
Nice.
was actually at Star Wars Celebration. That's where I saw it, and that display, and it was actually my favorite thing in the whole show.
Yeah.
yeah, I
That
like
one
it.
little piece. Me and you got the same taste.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I like it. And then I dumped a whole saber section. Like I had those 3 saber stands.
Mm.
I dumped the middle section of that because I'm obviously next year I'll get the Slave One from NYC, and
No.
we just did the Cloud City collaboration with Spice Runners, and so
Yeah.
That's honestly what I'm actually nervous about, because I'm the same, right? I got the Cloud City, the
Mhm.
Slave One, the Interceptor, like all all these that are and the shuttle, the Tidarian from Merlin.
oh
Um
wow,
and, and I'm like, I I have
yeah.
no place to play. Like I literally zero spots for them.
All you got to do, Gabe, is just tell your wife you're going to open up a pizza restaurant.
yeah, yeah.
Right?
We're gonna open up Dark Side 2.
Yeah.
That's where
Like
I'm going to put the rest of my shit. Yeah. And she says that everyone. She's like, I saw all your displays up here. I'm starting to think about. I got
I'm gonna
scanned here
open up
somewhere.
I'm gonna open up a light side taco shop.
There you go.
That's it. There you go. There you go.
That's
Why do you need all
funny.
this space for a taco shop? This is
I know.
yeah.
It's a themed taco shop,
They gave it to me.
Yeah, exactly.
They gave it to me.
I found
It was a
it.
giveaway. It was a giveaway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Denise was walking by up before the show and said hello to Gabe, and she's all coming up one of her new Barbies, and and she's like, how you guys get, just every day it seems like I'm getting something new, and I'm like, yep. In the background, she's like, okay, that was the worst thing. I should just keep.
Yeah,
Yeah. She's like, my stuff doesn't cost near what his stuff costs. It's like, oh, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have to say, I was never interested in Barbies, right? As us males are, right? We're acquainted with you. You like everything else but Barbies.
Yeah.
But seeing Denise's collection and the way Michael has kind of touched on it, I have to say, when I watched the film the other day, all I could think about was Denise and her collection. Like,
Thank you for saying that, Johnny. Yeah, she
crazy.
did. She just, she really, really, enjoys it. She's in there all the time, just sipping her wine and just setting things up. It's really cool to see that.
That's what it's for, and that's the thing. Like it's so well displayed, and that's what it's for, right? That's why we make our little collection sections or rooms or whatever, right? To just sit there. Like I get those comments sometimes on like TikTok or on Instagram. They're like, okay, like why? Like that's a waste of money. Why do you have that big collection? I'm like, I literally just sit here sometime, and I'm just like, damn, like that's so cool. Like
Yeah, it doesn't happen very often for me. I'll get up there and hadn't been in the gallery forever, the original one, and it's like just looking at the things in there. It's just revisiting is really cool.
Decompress.
Yeah.
Armando, thanks for joining.
Hey, what's up,
Armando.
guys? Hey, Johnny.
What's up, Belinda?
Hey,
What's
Jeff.
up, man?
Hey man, how's it going?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
You ready for Christmas, man? You got it.
I know. I thought I'd give you my Christmas background here.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Dude,
Yeah.
so I just picked this up, but however, I don't know how the whole setup works, so I'm missing the cord. But Scotty got one of these.
Oh yeah.
What is
The
that?
whole the Hanukkah card. I'm
Oh,
over
yeah,
mom's
Hallmark.
bag.
Yeah.
And like Han goes in, and then he comes out in
A
the
carbonite?
the carbonite. Yeah, it's a whole sequence, and it plays, and then there's lights like the orange glow.
Oh,
And
very
like,
cool.
That's
Yeah.
super cool. And it's
Hallmark
a trio
puts out
edition?
some really cool stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just honestly, my little tree looks embarrassing, so I'm not going to show it. But
Oh,
I'm
come
going to
on.
need a bigger tree because
Little
this
Charlie
is
Brown
a
tree?
big boy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Just put a couple branches together. It'll be fine, Johnny.
Yeah, you'll be good.
To twist it together, right? Yeah.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
zip tie those branches. Just tie them together.
We used to.
I'm gonna try that.
We got a replica, one of the Charlie Brown trees. You know, that's just like all with the one palm. And
Oh,
we
that's
saw it
cool.
in the front until it broke. But yeah, we love that thing.
That's cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, Janine. What's up, Janine? How are you?
Good to see you,
Janine.
Janine. But
But yeah, what's been going on? What's up, Armando?
Nothing much.
What's been up with you, man?
Just working and I don't know, just hanging out, just trying to. I don't know. I collect like you guys, just random things. I actually got a couple of things. I'll show you guys.
Yeah. What'd you get?
I've always wanted this.
Oh,
nice.
the original. Yeah, I'm gonna.
This is one of the things my parents, even though they bought me things, I never had this. The land speeder with the box.
Yeah.
So I found a decent deal. I'm gonna try to touch up some of the paint and just.
Yeah.
My thing is I'm nostalgic, so I like the old Kenner stuff like Mike and some of you guys. So I used to see this at Thrifty Store and Sears, and my parents bought me the Millennium Falcon, the Death Star, but I don't know. I never got this, so I just got this on eBay.
Nice.
And then I
Armando,
these guys. Because made a makeshift Kenner toy display because that's where I stare at.
Yeah.
It reminds me of when I was a kid and I got the Return of the Jedi guys.
Oh yeah, I saw those
Oh,
too.
nice.
Yeah.
And Armando, thank you for sending me that link. I still need to get it, but for the replica shelf.
Oh, that was you?
Yeah.
I know. David Boudreau bought it. The Kenner replica. Yeah.
The
action
figure thing. The action figure deal. Are you talking about the action figure display thing?
Yeah, with the display.
Yeah, that's my favorite thing. I've worn that
display.
original one forever.
Yeah,
the
that makes
Talker?
Talker.
Like for the original 12.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
You got the replica one, right, Armando?
Yeah, there was a seller on eBay that he makes a really good replica, sturdy cardboard, everything, and it looks just like I remember when I was 6 years old at in the store. And it says collect all. I mean, I have it here, but it's awesome. That's one of the things I stare at. I like to stare at and just it gives me that feel.
Yeah, Robin Bakura has that, and Jeff, one of our first guys that we had on our show, Jeff, I forget his name, but he had one of those, that actual real one. I almost bought one when I was at the that show that's in Tennessee. What's that one called?
Oh, ICCC.
Yeah, and it was just the front part. And I was thinking, and I just thought about it too long, and someone else came in and bought it for like $2,500 just for that piece. My biggest thing was, what if I never am able to find the back, or sold separately, or so my whole deal was try to find it together. But those things are going for like $8,000 to $15,000 if you can find a good one.
Yeah, that's why I'm pro replica. I'm cool with it.
There's nothing wrong with it.
I just want it for visual.
That's exactly right.
Action figures. Yeah,
100%.
Yeah,
Armando, you know what was interesting? So some of the toys, right, as we grew up, right, like you were so excited about it, and you play with them, right, and like some of the features though of the toy, like you still know in your older age now, like that speeder, like I didn't know that the back of the seats, they have that peg in the back of the seat. You can actually slide C-3PO his foot into that peg.
Yeah.
Wow.
Same thing with
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I gotta check it out. I have an older one. It's like kind of beat up, but this one came in a box, so I got a really good deal on eBay. Because usually they go for like $500, and I got it for less than 100.
That's
awesome.
awesome.
I used to push that thing across the kitchen floor, and C-3PO and R2 would flip off the back of it, and you're like, God, that sucks, man. It doesn't do what the box says.
Yeah.
Just more using it properly.
Yeah.
And you know
that's really cool. You always put out really good content, Armando. I love the old content, and just kind of the flashback stuff. You can definitely see where your heart is.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Johnny?
No, I was just gonna say it's funny because Armando is big on toys, and I like to see Armando post what he has like in the group. But it's funny because one of my first recollections, because no one brought me up with Star Wars. My first recollection of Star Wars was when cable wasn't like exclusive, They were showing Revenge of the Sith, and I specifically remember Luke giving uh, Senator Organa Leia at the end. It was already the end credits. But anyways, I remember telling my dad, like, Dad, I want a Star Wars toy. I want a Star Wars toy. And this was just about Revenge of the No, I'm lying to you. Revenge of the Sith came out, and I got the toy. And the toy I got was Palpatine, and he had the Force lightning. And I was trying to look back for it, like what version specifically, because evidently this was in the market of we're going to mass produce and sell as many variations. And I finally found the exact one. And I can't say it too loudly, but I found the one I needed for a pretty good price. And it's coming in, so like a Christmas gift to me. But I'm like really excited, and I kind of feel like y'all now, but like 30 years later, in my timeline, because I was like, man, I remember that toy, and I don't know where it went, of course, right? But now I have a pristine one, like in the package, and I'm like, that's gonna be like my idol, you know? It's gonna be right on my desk, and I'm gonna be like,
and that's a great point, right? I mean, like, I think every generation, everyone's gonna have their own toys, no matter how old or how young. Like, you're always gonna have that attachment to some toys, right? And there's always gonna be that cycle where, like, eventually you're gonna come, like the kids right now, whatever toys they're playing with, 20 years later, they're gonna come in, and have some disposable income or be able to buy stuff, and they're gonna be like, oh yeah, like, I want to buy that. I don't know.
But see, that's the issue. Is I think we're playing with more toys than the younger kids today. If I'm being honest.
True too. Yeah.
Oh, that's a fact. That is a fact. It's a good
I
point.
think we're very nostalgic. Like, Michael's video that I was very touched when you went back to your old apartment building. I think I shared this with you. I do that to my old house in South Whittier, which is not that far. I still live in Whittier. And largely by large, it's because I was 6 years old. And you know what? It's because of I had these figures then. And that's when I discovered Star Wars and the world was innocent. I used to take the action figures on my jeans, my tough skins, and go to the elementary school, and I would pull them out, even though my mom told me not to. And so what Michael did, I actually do still to this day. My house is no longer there, but I drive by the spot where it used to be. And that's why I collect the Kenner stuff, because it brings me back to when my mom and dad used to buy me the bubblegum cards, and I had the lunch pail, and I would see this stuff in the theater or the store, JCPenney's and Sears. It's a nostalgic thing.
That's why I mean, you guys saw the story that I posted a couple weeks ago where I was up in San Jose where I kind of grew up. And I, like I said, I took my family to like the little apartment complex that I grew up on, and our next door neighbor, this really nice older lady, she was still there, and she still lived there, and she remembered me. So that was like really emotional. And then again, going to that toy store that I like grew up doing, and then to buy that R2D2 with the pop-up lightsaber there was just like, I'm telling you, like when we left, something came over me and I got so emotional, and I just like, I started crying. I was like apologizing to my wife. I'm like, I don't know what's going on, man. Like, I'm just like, I'm really emotional just being here. And it wasn't just the toy. I think it was just that whole experience, just being back there. And then, especially with my daughter, because my daughter is the same age now that I was when I moved there. And I was a fresh little immigrant kid, so like, even just everything around there, seeing it with these like fresh kid, eyes, just, this is a whole new country for me. This was a whole new experience for me. And just to go back there was like intense. So yeah, no, I totally agree with you guys. Like,
I think bringing that up, Armando, that's cool.
I think that's why, like, obviously like the statues and things like that. Like I'm into the statues, but like the vintage things, right? So the vintage things, I have the full run, but like you definitely look at those figures and you remember and you're nostalgic about them. But then when you see like a Yoda statue that they've done, and you're like, wow, you're gonna like have like something that looks like real from the movie.
Yeah.
It ties in that vintage thing too, because you're like, man, I can't believe they reproduce something that.
Well, even the autographs, right? I think obviously you have a huge autograph collection. I think that too, right? It's a way to like tie yourself to the actors, to the movies, right? Like,
yeah. But I'm like Armando. Like I used to, we used to take and mix the GI Joe with the Star Wars and like play all over the like neighborhood, and we had that Star Striker with the parachute, and you throw them in the air and flying back down.
That's
You have
really
to yell at dad to get it out of the tree.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember. You know which toy line I actually remember, and they were probably because they were cheap. They were like kind of on clearance. Was the Tron toys?
God, I want those.
Yeah, and for some reason, and they matched, right? Like they were the same size, and like even
Yeah,
the ships and everything. And I just remember a lot of us had those Tron toys for some reason, probably because they were like just kind of on clearance, you know. But
they were cool. I just remember because they were like a different color and
yeah.
But yeah, I
That's a
just recently
super.
picked those all up.
That's a super easy collection to get too, because there's not
Yes.
that many of them.
No, exactly.
So
We didn't trade toys. I think my generation we traded cards like Pokemon.
Mm.
That was more accessible.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's funny like how we all kind of the cycle continues, right? But just in a different variation.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I never did a lot of trading except for when I was at my cousin Ricky's. He would always rip me off. I'd come over there because I always have like a new action figure, you know, and he'd have like 10 stormtroopers, and I had this new figure, and he really wanted it. He'd be like, "I'll trade you 2 of these stormtroopers for that one, and then you can play like this." And then I'd be like, "Okay." And then by the end of the day, when it's time for me to go home, I'm like, "Hey, I want my shit back," you know, and I'd have to go tell my Aunt Alice, "Hey, you took my toy."
Yeah.
oh yeah.
But that's a good point. Like the 3.75. Are you going to that baby? Okay, give me.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's funny because you're gonna say hi. Hi,
Yes.
everybody. Say good
Hey,
night.
sweetie. How you doing, Ann?
Say good night.
Good.
Good night.
Right.
Bye.
Uh,
Yeah, no, that was funny. That's like a weird little predicament that a lot of us grew up in, is that the 3.5 or 3.75s, right? Which were like Star Wars, GI Joe, the Indiana Jones, you know, Tron, all those. They didn't match some of the other ones. So like obviously like Ninja Turtles, Transformers, like you know, Thundercats, or some of they're like bigger scale. So it's like I think the 3.75 for me is just more nostalgic because those are kind of the ones that you can take to other friends' houses and play, versus like you know the bigger ones you kind of couldn't, right? I mean you could, but they just
Well, like
didn't.
Armando's saying, you just throw a bunch of them in your pocket, go up to the school,
Yeah.
meet the other kid, right? He pulls out a bunch of stuff, you playing
Yeah.
all day, right?
Yeah,
And that's what was cool in the movie E.T. Remember, Elliot's explaining to E.T.
Yeah.
This
This
is
is
Greedo.
Greedo.
Yeah. And that was, I remember in the theater watching, I go, that's me, you know?
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. When I was setting up Drunk ET at Darkside, you know, I wanted to have all the cool props, and I wanted to have a couple of those Star Wars figures in there, but it wasn't with the scene, so I didn't do it. But I ended up putting them somewhere else, you know. But yeah, that's cool.
You know, I've been on a binge. I finally watched. Let me say this though. I'm going to say this clearly. I've watched Blade Runner. I didn't wait till I was 30 something to watch Blade Runner. Okay, I've watched Blade Runner, but I never finished it like in one sitting.
Yeah.
I finally did the other day, and I instantly went to 2049. And then the following day, because I don't have that much time, but the following day I did Jurassic Park and ET, and I was like, man, they just don't do this anymore. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, E.T., I could just imagine being young and seeing E.T. for the first time, like, oh, there's Yoda, and like, oh, you know, home, like how Michael says it in his videos, home.
Yeah, home. Yeah, it's funny, Johnny, that you really respect your elders. Now, on a serious note, though, you're right. Though these movies and even like the music, you know, it's just nothing is original anymore. Nothing comes out that's original anymore, you know. And
although here, let me play devil's advocate though. I mean, all of the classic movies like that we all grew up on kind of sound the same, and it's John Williams, right? And there's a lot of similarities behind the themes, but it's funny because that's like my kids, they know all of them, and I quiz them. I'm like, all right, Indiana Jones, go. And then they'll do the Indiana Jones. And I'm like, okay, Superman. And then they do the Superman.
That's
Star
awesome.
Wars. And they know the like slight variation, but they kind of do sound similar, right? There's
Oh,
these
there's
like
a lot of similarities. Like I
scenes,
even
right?
Home Alone tonight. I watched the movie Home Alone when I was napping, and you could hear Star Wars in that if you listen.
Oh, is it John Will? I didn't realize
John
John
Williams did Home Alone. I didn't know either.
I didn't know that
Tonight
either.
I saw John Williams. I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah, because Jurassic Park too, right? Didn't he do Jurassic
Yes.
yeah.
Park? You
Yeah.
can kind of hear that same that dun 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 dun, 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 right? Like
That's
very
badass.
similar, like with the horns and stuff. But
Yeah.
that's what
What
made,
is-
I think
what
that's
is-
what made us feel like comfortable with it too, right? Like
Ties it
watching,
together.
yeah, it just like something very familiar about it, something like homey about John Williams. Like I don't know.
Mhm.
What
Have
is
you guys
like?
watched the movie The Creator? Have you guys watched that movie yet?
Dude, that's a badass movie.
I have
you
it
watched it?
downloaded.
I've seen it. I watched it.
Oh.
I saw it in the movie theater. It's badass.
Oh, I gotta
okay.
watch
Because it
Mike,
kind
did
of
you go to the
flopped.
Palladium?
And it kind
What's
of
that?
flopped. So I've been wondering about if it was good, but I want to rent it.
Yeah, you know what? I'll just tell you this, and you, I think you. It's not like I'm giving away, and I didn't even realize this, but when I watched the movie, when I finished watching it, I was like, man, this is very familiar to Star Wars Rogue One.
Yeah.
it. That's
And then I
Oh.
didn't realize Gareth Edwards was the director.
Oh,
But
that's
it's
right.
very, very similar. Did you see it, Jeff?
I didn't. I bought it because I was like, you know what? It's worth buying. So I bought it. It's downloaded. I just haven't watched it.
Yeah, you'll love it, dude. It's
Yeah.
badass.
Mike, did you go? Did you see it at the Palladium by any chance?
I didn't. No.
No. Okay, because I tried to see it on their IMAX, and for some reason, there was just a little bit. Something was off, in my opinion.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Did
I
you
was
guys?
didn't like it? You didn't like it?
No, I did. It just the picture looked like there was something off because I always go to River Center because they have the official IMAX. That's
Yeah,
where I
yeah.
saw Oppenheimer. Yeah.
Nice.
Did you guys see that that Phil Tippett book on sale? That was like it's like $150, and I just came in. I just remembered that it was like $150, but it was only $42. Like
What
on
the hell?
Oh, it's huge.
Super good.
it
It's
has
a great book. I bought
I
it
don't
full
have it.
price.
I did too, Jeff. What the
check
hell?
this out, like so it has like everything that like Phil Tippett kind of worked on, like from like just Jurassic Park, freaking RoboCop. I'm like out of frame.
Joel has that book signed.
Oh man, that's
It's signed by Dennis Muir and Phil Tippett.
oh, that's great.
Wow.
Dang.
Yeah,
Let me find the
it's-
PDF, man.
A lot of cool pictures that I've never seen before.
Well, that book is it's substantial too.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's it's probably just as heavy as like the Chronicles book,
Yeah.
like the big Chronicles.
I forgot about that book, actually. I got to go open it up again.
I
I
just
know
got
that-
the Sculpting the Galaxy book. This
Oh
week.
yeah,
Yeah.
Sculpting Gal-
That's a good one.
I've been wanting that book. It's a little pricey, so I keep an eye on eBay for a good deal.
yeah.
Armando, it's still pricey, but like somewhere, I think Goodwill must have done a bunch of dumps on eBay for their books. I got it for like $80 the other day.
Oh, shoot.
Jeez.
So, and
Yeah.
it came from a Goodwill store out in like Arizona or whatever,
You
and
know-
it's in pretty good shape.
That's
Hey,
funny.
Jeff,
that you
I wanted to
mentioned
ask you, Jeff, I wanted to ask you, and actually, I was going to do this offline a long time. What's the best way to get George Lucas's autograph?
Oh, jeez.
I've been.
I don't have
I've been-
any autograph. Well, I have the autograph from the one you guys had on there from. He just passed away with the Skyhopper.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, that's the only one I have. But I was thinking I don't collect autographs, but I just want George Lucas's.
No.
And I've
Well,
seen
George-
some on eBay, but I don't know if they're legit.
Yeah, so really quick, the rule on George Lucas is extremely hard to find.
Mhm.
There's a couple guys that have George Lucas. There's a guy that actually used to he's still, I believe, a canine police officer in New York City. And he can get it, and he has gotten it before. That's where I got mine. I traded him a pretty high-end autograph for that piece, but yeah, they come up, but the thing with George Lucas is his signature is so
Yeah, it's just like a little
It's a
squiggle.
squig.
it's just two squiggles.
Yeah.
So it's easy. It's really easy to forge.
Yeah.
A lot of forgery out there. The thing with George, and probably the rule with all autographs, if you don't get it in person, is unfortunately like the number one people right now is SWAU. they've lost a little steam because they're, I don't know, I view them not as nice as they used to be. But they are number one authority. And then you got Beckett, right? Because they grew up in the Star Wars realm. And then the other certification is
JSA, or no?
JSA, PSA, and then official picks.
Mm.
Right. So if you see any of that stuff, most of the time, if it's SWAU, it's in their group. It has K9. There's a guy like he goes by K9 autographs. He's actually really good. If you see any of his certs, that guy's amazing.
Does he sell on eBay? Or?
He does sell on eBay. I can get you some links. Yeah, I can get you some links for him.
How much would his autograph go for? Because I saw one for like $800.
That's about what it is. About 800 to $1,000. So.
Yeah. Me and Jeff were talking about that because there was 2 autographs that I was like, you know what, you have to get it, like John Williams and George Lucas, like I just have to. So Jeff would send me every once in a while when someone was on. So I did pick up a John Williams because of Jeff, from a collector, but the George Lucas one's the one that I'm like, every once in a while, like even Jeff will tag me on something and I'm like, ooh, this is a good one. But I'm like, I'm going to hold out for because I honestly, I wanted it as a cutout because I want to frame it, with something related, especially with my Lucasfilm letter. Remember I have that one from when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah.
And that way I could just have a little cutout there. But we'll see, it's
extremely hard. Cuts same way. The cuts are probably even more hard to hardest to find. So
what are those called? What are cuts? I don't know. I don't understand what that is.
So yeah, if he signs a piece of paper, a napkin, a book, right, and then people cut that out of whatever they get it on. Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, that's how our parents and everybody did autographs back then. They weren't carrying around pictures.
Right, of course, that makes sense.
You just have an autograph book. You just go and, hey, would you sign my book? Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I know, like, for the old Hollywood actors, like, what's her name from Wizard of Oz? I just saw a project. It looked very beautiful. But she signed her contract or a check, and they put the original poster, and then on the matting on the very bottom, they have her, well, I guess you'd say die cut, but they didn't cut up the check. It was a check. But it looked really nice. But the only thing is, if you're more of a on the same piece kind of collector, it's gonna kind of draw you off. Like, it's separate. It's not on the same poster for the sense.
Yeah. When I do cuts, I will only do single cut, or all of them have to be cut. You can't do mix. It does look off, Johnny.
I like how now that you're mentioning cuts. Sorry, Johnny. Gabe, I see that how you've done those, and that looks really good.
Yeah, like the Peter Cushing one. I just left a little cutout, and but his was a postcard, so his was like a little handwritten post. Peter Cushing.
I have an Alec Guinness one, which is pretty good.
Yeah, didn't you do that, Gabe, with your Alec Guinness?
Yeah, Alec Guinness was different. That one was actually a signed. I believe it was a check, and so they tore it apart and they ended up cutting it. And I bought the little piece, and that's
cool. Cuts are really hard to find. Like I have an Oz cut right now.
Yeah.
So,
wow. Nice.
It's like,
just happen to have it right back here.
I heard Frank Oz he won't sign Yoda, right? Like he won't write Yoda on it.
Nothing.
So that's the Hamill.
Wow. Yeah.
No.
Right. And then this is an Oz cut.
Nice.
But I mean, you don't really get Oz and vintage Hamill, and so if you can find them on cuts, try to pick them up. And those two will go on plaques. Like I have an Oz plaque that's going on.
Yeah, I've seen there's this one George Lucas. I guess it's like a print, and it's like it looks like a painting, and that one wasn't officially licensed print. I think they did probably I don't know, 300 or something like that. And it has his autograph right in the middle. So I figured, I'm like, if I pick up one of those, I'll just frame around it and I'll put whatever
He's behind the desk, right?
Yeah, the lithograph.
Yeah, Yeah, like it's everything he did. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a really good
It looks like Naboo, right? Or something in the back, right? Kind of like
Yeah,
that.
and right, I think that's the one that his autographs like kind of like
Right
in
in the
the
middle.
white part, like on the
Yeah.
bottom
border.
white part. Mhm.
Armando, that's a good one too. Like if you see that, it's a lithograph and it's got every character that he ever really like designed
Oh.
or like worked on. He's
Mhm.
got like Indiana Jones like leaning on the desk with like the idol and whatever. And
Wow.
that, if you find those are good too.
Yeah.
And they're official. And
Yeah, and you'll know that it's official because like they're.
Gabe, did you get Mark Hamill?
So I didn't get his autograph. I just took a picture with them.
Oh.
But one of my friends, he does like autographs. Like people send him his stuff, and he invited me up on one of the times. He was like, "Yeah, just come up if you want some more FaceTime with Mark Hamill." But he literally just puts his head down and he's just like, next, right? Like it's like you don't even get to talk to him. But I saw some pretty cool stuff getting signed while I was up there. In fact, one of the things that they handed me was this awesome poster, and it was like a Hoth scene, and it just had it had Mark, almost kind of very similar to the where very classic scene where he's like underneath the AT-AT. You know what I'm talking about? And,
Yeah.
but yeah, that one was a super nice because they did it in like blue paint pen right in the middle, and most of the poster was white. I was like, man, that looks beautiful. But yeah, no, I didn't get his autograph. I just took his picture, but that's because I have the master replicas,
Oh.
A New Hope saber. So I was like, I'm cool with just one, as long as I have one autograph, like for each one of them. I'm good. I think the next one that because I missed out on getting something signed is probably uh, Peter Mayhew, and which sucks. I just saw somebody was selling the Peter Mayhew Millennium Falcon plaque, and out in like perfect, it would have gone perfect with the master replicas, and it was like $150 or something. And I like saw it, and somebody swooped up real quick and got it. Like, damn it.
on SW.
Yeah, I was like, damn it, that would have been perfect because I have the Harrison Ford one. That would have been so cool to just have them side by side like that because you're not. That's just impossible now. Like, I mean, unless somebody else has one of those plaques autograph, like.
Yeah, I
I'd
mean,
have, I'd have to do a cutout.
so SWU does a quick. I don't want to do a bunch of promotion for them, but like they do a quick review also. So like you can get a snapshot of whatever you're looking for from an autograph. You pay $20. You send it into them. It comes back within a couple hours. The problem is if it's a legitimate George Lucas and it's a legitimate Oz, like a lot of people that are like good at it, good at this hobby, they'll snap it up quick. You won't even have the time to review, and that's the tricky part.
Yeah.
Like those high end guys that show up. I mean, that's why I'm always like tagging Gabe because as soon as I see one, I'm like, hey, like here it is over here. Yeah.
When on Facebook too, it's like it all depends on your algorithm, like what you recently interacted with. Because like it's crazy how I log on to Facebook. I don't think I've seen any like family members posts for like months. Like all I get is like certain groups that I interact with, and that's it. Like nothing else. So I can imagine, like especially you, Jeff, like if you're interacting with some of these autograph groups, you're gonna get, kind of more notifications than I would,
Yeah, definitely. I saw Daniel had a question in the chat. As far as
Oh,
the cuts go, as far as attaching them.
yeah. How do I adhere to the plaques?
Yeah, so there's a couple different ways. Like on the bigger, large scale, like pricier ones, I use so the plaques I usually get from Ariel are 3x7s, and I usually can sandwich them between. You can look at dollar bill cases, and you can
Yeah.
sandwich the signature and the plaque between those. Protect the plaque and the signature.
Oh wow.
That way the signature doesn't shift, but you gotta find the right ones and sandwich them, right?
Yeah.
Or you use like the things that all the hobby stores use with the double-sided tape, but you have to use archival double-sided tape. So
I love the autograph that Michael, I think you sold it to Michael, the ILM guys.
Yeah.
Like mind blowing.
Yeah.
I actually want that back, but
I would have never sold that out.
I think he knew where it was going.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Good home.
Yeah. And what we did with that too, with the background, everything we did, is really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that thing. And I've always, I've talked to Jeff about it, and for sure Gabe, about when it comes to autographs. I've never been a big autograph guy. When everybody was getting together, it was a fantastic deal with getting the Marsha Lucas. I thought that was really cool. But there's just something about me personally. If I'm getting an autograph, I want to be the one that had experienced that. You know what I mean? Not just buy it, but it's cool though, because it's legit and she signed it. But for me personally, I don't ever buy anything that I'm going to ever sell that I know, I'm not going to do it. So, but again, like Jeff, it was really cool when we first really started getting to know you and your background into the autographs. We didn't know how deep it really was. I mean, you're very much respected in that genre. I can't even believe the amount of autographs and stuff that you put together and how you did it by, okay, I've got these autographs already that were hard a bitch to get, but I'm going to send this to this guy and hope that they get that signed. Now that's almost the same thing as
sort of,
because you're actually hunting the signatures,
But imagine the anxiety. I mean, I'm sure Jeff is probably the only one that can talk about this, but the anxiety to send something, especially when it's like you're down to the last couple and you're like, let me send that away. And like, hopefully, because I've seen some of those horror stories on Hector's group where it's like, we lost this poster and it's like all the autographs on there. And I'm like, oh my God.
Well, I have that. I showed it on you guys' show. I have that FET piece that's like, it was done by Wagner. It's FET, and you can see the carbonite in his visor, and it's signed by a bunch of the people that were
that's
wore the FET outfit and designed, and Joe Johnson's on there and stuff. Anyways, I want to send it to Mama FET, which is Sandy Vetter. And she's not that far away. She's in like Ohio. She lives in a really small town. Like, and she's super chill. Like, and she plays music like every Friday night, all this good stuff. And like, that's one of those pieces where I'm like you said, Gabe, I'm like, I have anxiety because I'm like, I don't know if I really want to send it.
Yeah.
I want her on it, but I don't know if I want to send it.
Is it worth it? Yeah. It's almost worth like, flying out and just being like, hey, can you sign it in person? Because
that's what I did with that 3PO helmet that I had. That's a $6,000 helmet. And when I went to get that, and seeing him handling it, and putting it in his lap and signing it, I wanted to get pictures. I mean, I deserved, they want a badass piece. Let me just get a picture. You know what I mean? It's like him signing it, but wouldn't do it. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people just do it anyway, but
it's all about packaging too. Like Michael, you saw the packaging for that ILM, right? That's a lot of anxiety to ship that to you, right? But like, there's a way you pack those pictures too, so that the postman can't actually like fold it in half and jam it in your mailbox.
Yeah,
right. You basically armor it, right? You put pieces of wood in it and like all these splints and stuff, so that they can't actually bend and warp it.
Yeah.
Hey Jeff, so that actual picture that I purchased from you, I can't remember the story, and I should, but what did you do to get those signatures? Like, did you send it to somebody and that person had them signed?
A lot of those signatures originally came from Hector before he branched off into his own separate little area. So he was running a lot of stuff with SWAU back in the day. So a lot of those autographs came out of that channel, because Hector really owns that behind the scenes crew, right? Not own them, but like he does a lot of the signatures with that behind the scenes crew.
Yeah.
And like that's what you love about Hector's group these days, is because he's focused on the ILMers that are, in their final years, unfortunately, in the final years of their lives. And like some of these guys don't work anymore, but they also need it for bills, right? For insurance that they're making. And, and like, I would much rather support the ILM pieces these days than like, again, some of the Mark Hamill stuff. If you've got to complete things or you don't have a Mark Hamill, but like, I'd much rather funnel money into ILM signatures.
Yeah, because we just Mark Thorpe. I don't know if you guys can see that right there. This guy here.
Yep.
We just lost him.
Yeah.
So they're It's sad that a lot of them are dying off. You know what I mean? And I haven't
Yeah.
even gone over there to the gallery because I wanted to see if his name is on there. You know, because
I think he's on the Death Star one, I believe.
yeah. So when you sent me that, I don't know if I showed the group or
Yeah,
not.
you had like a little list, right?
Yeah, I had a plaque made so you could actually read some of them that aren't on there because Jeff sent that, and it's cool that Armando even brought that up. That's a really really cool piece. I love having those signatures in that gallery. But I've never been a big
Yeah.
signature guy, but I thought that was pretty cool.
You know what? I haven't either. Like, I wasn't really a signature guy, and even with the master replica stuff, like when I was collecting it, I didn't really care about it too much, right? And the one that obviously the Hamill one is the one, and the dual one for Darth Vader. Those for sure, I was like, I gotta get those. But other than that, I didn't really care too much about them. What made me start kind of really getting into them are the little Regal robot plaques. Because like once you start getting them together and start seeing so many of them, I'm like, man, that looks really cool because
Yeah.
it just adds that extra little piece of just like history, you know?
And it's been just the last couple of years that everybody's been having plaques made, right, Jeff? And then getting the signatures on those. That never really happened before us. So that's kind of a newer thing.
And I kind of switched too because, like, look, I mean, we're all, again, we talked at the beginning of the show, like, we're all facing space, right?
Mhm.
Space constraints, space, whatever, right? So it's like in my old collection room before I moved into this house, I had a whole wall full of autographs, right? It was just full of autographs. It wasn't full of anything else. And then you start realizing you're like, wait a minute, like I can fit more in my room if I sell some of those, get them on plaques, buy some statues to match with the plaque. Then I've got both worlds, right?
Yeah.
That's why I kind of started doing the plaques, because the other part too, and I think Gabe's seen some of that too, is even if you get a plaque, and then maybe you don't want that item anymore, or you want something new for that item, then you can take the plaque and just move it to the new
Swap
item.
it. Yeah.
So I think that's why people are doing plaques these days.
And it just makes sense. And that's why whenever I order like a signature plaque or something, like just from like a group or something, like, like the Hyperdrive obviously does sometimes like signings. I've gotten a couple of them from them. And I always pick the generic one. It's just like, I just wanted to say, I got like the Anthony Daniels. I just wanted to say C3PO and that's it. That way I could, like shift it around. Because I've seen some people get it specifically. It's like Sideshow Collectibles life-size bust. And I'm like, well, if Regal Robot comes out with the C3PO bust one day, I mean, you better be sure I'm going to sell that Sideshow one and get that one, right? So I'm like, I want to.
Well, you got to think about, and I know you guys have talked about this before. Like, look, we're all not going to be here forever, right? Yeah. Unfortunately, so like you have to. I know. Well, Johnny, you're going to be here long time. But like, you have to think about the people that may be having to resell your stuff at some point. Unfortunately, too.
Yeah,
but
I hate thinking about that, but I do.
I know, but like, if
don't worry, Michael, it's coming to me. So.
Yeah, but if like Gabe, if you have master replicas plaque, right? Yes, you could probably who to reach out to sell it as a collector. But if you just get a hold of some guy that's interested in just that one piece, and it's not specific, it doesn't say, it just says signature edition on it, for instance, they'll buy it, right? Because you're going to be able to move it.
Yeah, I mean, like you're saying, Jeff, it has multiple purposes, right? So you could use it for a replica, or you could use it for an actual prop. And now that I say prop, Gabe, okay, so Gabe helped me out with the prop store auction stuff, because I wanted to test out the waters, right? Because as Michael knows, I'm a big poster guy. I like art. In comparison to y'all like the physical stuff. And see, I like posters and art because I don't have the space right now, at least.
Yeah,
all right.
I have to subsidize. Okay, so I thought I was in the clear, saving up, sold a couple of Hot Toys, Oh my God. When I say I thought I had something, boom, someone just outbidded me. And I know what you were talking about now, Gabe, when you're like, I have to have it. And then you're like, ooh, okay, someone outbidded me. Because I'm like, oh my gosh, like auctions are crazy. I didn't think it was that crazy.
Oh, yeah,
well, it's like being at a garage sale too, right? Remember, when you go to a garage sale and you like nobody's looking at something and you pick it up, and then like 6 other people behind you are like, oh, you gonna buy that? Like, that's cool. Like, it's that kind of same process, right? So
yeah.
Did you ever Hey Jeff, I remember you got a couple of the metal collection, the original metal. Did you end up picking up more of those or?
No, I got tired of like searching, so I sold them all to Todd Freeman for a
Oh,
great
did you?
price. Him and him and his brother were working on collecting them, and then I think something happened to his brother. And I did sell them to him for like a really good price and kind of
I remember you
moved
got a
on
good
from him.
deal on them. I remember.
Yeah, I did get a good deal. And they were really good shape. But
Yeah, I love those. Those are like in the vintage stuff. That's some of my favorite stuff.
I'm still looking for mini rigs. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're looking for mini rigs. Nice. Which ones are you
Yep.
looking for?
I want that skiff rider. That
Yeah,
that
that's
one is the
badass.
little like surfboard looking guy.
Yeah.
I need the indoor, what is it, the Forester thing or whatever.
Yeah. That's a badass one. That's one Jason Eaton did, that 6-scale one that I got.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
That's a
Those
badass one piece there.
I think those are the two that I need.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite one. That the Forester, that Forest one.
Mhm.
I love that thing.
Yeah. So
I
Yeah,
think Darth
That's
Wizzy
that
has something.
surfboard one. That's like the Power of the Force one, wasn't it? Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah, that's cool.
yeah. I'm still working on those. Like like I've been doing them like little by little, but like little $30 here, $40 there, right? And then that R2D2 pop-up lightsaber, that one was the most expensive one so far. It was like $700, and I was like, oh, okay, all right.
Did you play with? Did you actually put the saber in and do what it's supposed to do?
Yeah, so I had to open it. I don't know if we talked about this. So I had to open it because of the mold, right? So I posted in one of the groups, and I'm like, hey guys, like, what do you think? And it was like 99% of the comments were like, yeah, you need to open that like ASAP. Like they're like, normally we wouldn't, like we would tell you don't do it. There was a couple that were like kind of mad about it. They're like, you should have just sold it to someone that would have been okay with the mold. And I'm like, no, that's not the like I wanted that. But anyways,
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
so I open it and yeah, there was already the mold climbing onto the back, but just a dry Q-tip and it came right off. But yeah, so as soon as I took it out, I was like all super careful with it because I mean, obviously it's in perfect shape. So I was like trying to like click it. I'm like click, click.
Yeah, you're like
to get the pop like there. I'm just like because I remember, again,
I forgot it does that, Jeff.
yeah, the saber raises up.
Yeah, I forget that.
and you could actually pull it, right? Like if you pull it with enough, force, it comes out, and it's like a little bat almost.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I didn't take it all the way out. I just kind of popped it up a little bit, just propped it up so I could display it. The one bad thing is I noticed that the coin, once I took out the coin had some like mold around it, and I was trying to clean it, but I think it ate through the
Yeah, they pit really bad.
yeah. So that one I might have to look for one like just on eBay because I'm sure that one. In fact, I think I have a package one, but I think it was kind of roughed up. But I want to get a perfect one. That way I can, if I am going to send it to grade, send it with like the perfect little.
Yeah, you can
coin.
find the R2 coins. They come up. You can't the coins that are really pricey are the ones that even outside of the last 17, like they have a Jawa one that's got a crawler on the back of the coin. The yak face coin is crazy money.
Really?
I mean, yak face himself is crazy, right? But then
I think when those came out, I was getting into girls and stuff because I don't have any of those.
Yeah,
it's funny. I
Power
don't
of the
have any of
Force
those. Yeah.
that's everybody. Everybody was in that.
Everybody
was Armando.
But see, I'm a few years younger than you guys. So like, Power of the Force was like my prime. Like that was when, you know what I mean? Because that was like what 86, right? 87, right? Like when the Power of the Force came out.
Yeah,
No.
Michael, you would get a kick out of this. So our workout equipment. I don't work out, but the workout equipment is on the other side of this wall where the figures are, and it looks like one of those electronic football boards every time Heather works out on that side.
Badass.
Like the Star Wars figures, like jump around on.
Oh, that's hilarious.
That's cool.
I always have to push them back.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I love that case. That's my top 5 favorite things in my. I love that. And
Yeah.
Well, Jeff, that case, like early on, like when I first saw his collection, that case was just like, it was the first time that I'd seen someone do that.
yeah,
Like I
me
had
too.
never
Me
seen
too.
that until Jeff's, and I was like, oh my god, I love that thing. Like, and yeah, that was one of the first times I reached out to Jeff, and I was like, hey man, can I use your pictures like on this video that I'm doing? And I fell in love with that. That just
When Gabe reached out to me too, I was like, oh my god, like somebody actually like cares about like what I'm actually setting up, and like because I'm like, oh, this is just cool. I like looking at it when I'm working and stuff. But
Yeah, that's a badass piece. I love that. I wish I
Show it.
mine. I wish I could put it somewhere better where I could enjoy it more.
Yeah.
yep.
So
Let
then
me see if I can find it. Jeff, do you have it on your Instagram? Probably, right?
Maybe. Oh, the original one with the DTOFs and the riser.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find you.
Yeah, it's well. The story, like, there's all kinds of different people that make that case now. Like that display guy over in the UK, he makes a fold up one now that you can make.
Yeah.
But like when we and Michael were working on them, there was a guy that actually just printed the sticker, the racetrack sticker, right? With the thing, and then you had to figure out how to make your own cabinet.
Yeah, I made my cabinet just like you did.
There you go.
I contracted somebody to make
Yeah.
that thing. Yeah, that's the setup now.
Isn't that the coolest damn thing? I mean, that's cool.
Yeah, I want that. I just don't have the space for it.
Yeah.
One day.
I love that you put the Regal Robot
Yeah.
cases, like the case
Plaques.
tops there.
Yeah, I saw that you had that before. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is so
Yeah.
cool.
I love it.
Well, the
So
cool
that-
part
the
too
only
is
thing
it
I don't
swings open.
What's that?
Oh, that's
Swings
right.
open, remember? Because we made that. Mike was like, it opens up. It's like a whole door on the front.
Yeah, I put a door on it.
Yeah, it's got a big piano hinge on it. So.
Yeah. Oh, look, there's your mini rigs that you're
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, very cool.
You can't see it off camera, but remember you were asking me, Gabe, do I collect anything else? I have the Tron figures, and I have like a reproduction set of Spaceballs.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Do you have
the ones that he's playing with? Yeah.
No, they're like the rings. Like I have the Swartz and the
Oh
Cobra ring.
yeah. Did you get it from Todd?
Yeah.
Those are really cool. I love the way this. I need like a reference to know like where I'm at. But man,
you know what you need to do, Gabe? You need to build that case, and you need to. Yeah, I haven't had the glass made just like that. I did it. I forgot I did all that stuff, but because you can get those off of Etsy. That's what Jeff told me to do, and the guy that made those, and then you set that up, and then you'll have this empty case, kind of like that guy Jeff does, that Padawan guy. And you can just start simply putting them all up in there.
Yeah. You need a visual goal.
Yeah.
No, that's what I mean. Like I want something to be able to like check off. Like, okay, got it.
You built that case, Jeff?
Yeah, I had a cabinet maker build it locally here.
Oh, that looks great.
Sticker up and all that. So the thing I like about this too, and the cardboard backings, like Armando was talking about at the beginning, also, the guys that actually make stuff. This is like really thick cardboard. The guy on Etsy.
Yes.
The cool part about it is if you get tired of like the last 17 being on this last row and you want to move them up to the top row, these are all individual cards. So I can rearrange the figures. I can move them around. And those are just glass shelves, right? So.
And for those people that don't know, the card backings are from the original, the colors that they used on those particular figures. Yeah. So it's pretty cool.
I love those colors.
Yeah, it really pops, doesn't it?
Yeah, primary colors.
Makes me want to go walk over to the gallery and look at mine.
But like Gabe, you can
get dusty, and
you can get any type of set for like he does just a last 17 set. He does an Ewok set.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I definitely want. I mean, obviously, I want to do all of them. Mm-hmm. Jeff? How did you pick? Like, because obviously in there you don't have any like variants. You have one of each one. Mm-hmm. What made you decide? Like, for example, like the Luke, right? Like Bespin Luke or whatever. Like, are you gonna get the dark haired one, the blonde one? Is it just which one you grew up with?
Yeah, pretty much. Like Like I don't like the. I think I have the small. I have the big head Han in there right now. And I have the small head Han is actually sitting on top of the case.
Oh,
But
okay.
I just the ones that I remember and played with, like those are
Yeah.
the ones that went in there. Otherwise the
I
variants.
just double mine up. I'll just put the one like in front of the other one, kind of thing.
Oh, really? With the
That's what I
variant?
do. Yeah.
Are these any of them, Jeff? Are they original from when you were a kid?
Oh no, I sold those. Same
Oh,
thing, Armando. Like when I had a truck and I could put some speakers in it and go after girls, like that was it.
Yeah, doesn't
Like,
that suck?
it
I
does
still have
suck.
my
Women,
originals.
right?
No piece of Tang was
That's
worth
awesome.
that.
I know. Well, we talked about it before too. Is like the R2D2. Like you used to carry around figures and stuff like that. R2D2. I was like, man, he has no weapon, right? I'm like, he needs a weapon. So I'm like, I'm gonna just stick a marble up the bottom of him, and now he becomes a cannon,
Cannon.
right? You shoot the marble out and destroy everybody. So,
Yeah.
but the
Yeah,
marble always
Armando,
got wedged.
that question that you asked, Jeff. So mine in my cabinet, that's the only thing in all of the vintage, because I got it all again, but that's the only thing in my collection I have that were all my original figures. All of those were my original. But all the vintage toys that I have, I had to go back and start all over again.
That's what I'm doing. Still have my original figures in my Vader case, and I put them up on the Kenner vintage Kenner display.
No.
The weirdest thing about that is it's not the same. It's just not the same. So, like, having my originals, it's so cool. But like when I started buying like the ad and all it's just having it's badass, but those weren't mine.
Yeah.
I don't know why it hits me that way, but
Like mine have the teeth marks. We had a little Yorkie Terrier named
awesome.
Pierre and Fifi, and we would be watching TV in this, in the 80s, whatever, and they'd walk in the living room with the Han Solo in their mouth. And what the hell, So I still have that, and that's a little marker. For me, it's like this is the original.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but still,
Yeah.
It's funny he says that because my mom hated that AT-AT toy because it always fell over. She would come in to vacuum, and that thing fell over every time, and then she couldn't get it to position and stand up. So like when I was in school, it was hit it and fall over,
Dude,
and then she was always sucking up those weapons.
Yeah, that's funny. Oh my gosh. I'll never forget. That's one of the memories that I have a very good memory of my mom having me go and get something out of her closet. And I went in there and it was the box, the AT-AT. I don't remember if it's for my birthday or what it was for, but it was just, wow, just so kick ass getting that thing.
No.
Yeah. I remember.
My parents never got me that, so I went and bought my own off of eBay. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going back to
that.
Yeah.
And I remember my parents bought me the Don Post Darth Vader mask in '79. And JCPenney used to have a Halloween store, a pop-up, and my dad and mom back then, it was expensive. And they said, you're going to be Darth Vader every year for Halloween to your teenager.
Yeah,
I still have it. That's why I really hold on to it.
They're like, you're going to keep it forever. Armando.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember a cousin had the Dom Post Stormtrooper helmet. Actually, I think it was the TIE Fighter one. It was like the black one. And every time I'd go over to his house, I was like, oh my God, let me wear it. And that's one of those ones where I'll probably eventually I'll look for that one, just because, again, I wanted it so bad as a kid and just never got it.
Hey Armando, do you remember? I have it. I need to bring it out. I need to do a little video on it. I found it on eBay, and I forget right now the guy who made this thing, but it's made out of like a porcelain Darth Vader, and it's a lamp, and it's really, really clean. And I saw it
on Facebook recently. Somebody posted one. It was like a Darth Vader lamp. Yeah.
No kidding. Yeah, it's about this big. I mean, but
yeah,
it's badass though. And
it actually says Michael on the bottom of it in crayon.
Right.
And so, like Gabe was saying, my next door neighbor, this kid, he wasn't even really big into Star Wars, but he had that Darth Vader lamp, and I wanted that damn thing so bad. But I found it later, and then actually a couple of years ago, I bought it. It's pretty cool.
Since we're in the Christmas time, I'm pretty sure y'all did, but did any of y'all ever get like the Macy's or JCPenney's catalog for Christmas?
Dude,
Oh
Because now
yeah,
that we're talking, I specifically remember circling like all the Star Wars toys. Like, I want this, I want this, I want this, and I got none of it. But just like seeing everything on this beautiful display,
oh
like
yeah.
it's so cool.
Yeah, the Sears catalog was the one. Sears,
Years,
Montgomery
yeah.
Ward's had
JCPenney.
one. Montgomery Ward's. I'm really showing my age right now. Best
Montgomery
products.
Wards. Jeez.
Yeah.
Remember J.C. Penney used to show the display like the ships flying. It looked like the toy covers, the box covers.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Sure was. Yeah, that Johnny is like where because back then, like the blue snaggletooth, the only way you could really get it was through Sears. So and it would be an exclusive in the Sears catalog. So you could order that thing and pick it up.
Then when the Sears catalog didn't come in, Johnny, for the year or anything else, you got one of those little Star Wars catalogs that came with one of the toys you got, and you're like,
Yeah.
Mom, look at
Yeah.
this. It's a little book. You can take it to the store.
Dude, do you remember how exciting it was when you would get like the new catalog of the Star Wars? Like, oh shit, they're coming out.
Yeah.
And then they would have some of the figures and they'd have them blacked out because you couldn't see them yet. I know they did that on the back of the action figures too, but yeah, that's good times.
Those are
That's
fun to
I
go
used leave
get
those
too. They're
JCPenney catalogs open in the bathroom on purpose, so my dad would go in there and see it, like a
in
hint.
the bathroom.
I get there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I remember
Armando's drink your
the one-
Ovaltine kind of a thing.
the
Yeah,
one that I grew up with was the one that came with like kind of later, like in the Return of the Jedi one, where it had like the Emperor with the guards on the front. Do you remember that little
Yeah.
pamphlet?
Gabe,
That was the one that I was like, oh my god, I
Ah, that's the return. I remember that one. Well, I've got a couple. Do you have any of those, Gabe?
no, I need to get one because
Well,
that's
if you can't find them, if I have some extra, I'll send you one.
okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be great.
you're from Baja, right? Mexico.
Me, I'm from Aguascalientes, which is way down there. It's like
Wait, okay, because I ask, and I may be like off here because I do remember us talking, and then you said it a couple episodes or more than a couple episodes back in your upbringing. But I know like Guillermo del Toro, he was kind of rich as a kid, and that's how he became a prominent director. But he collected a lot of like the old school figures still uncarded, but they were in Spanish, of course, right? Did you
Yeah.
ever see those? Because I know you said you saw like a knockoff, but do you specifically remember seeing like the
yeah.
Spanish version?
Oh, most of my toys growing up were Lily Letty's, and because that's just what was around. Like
Yeah.
like I always tell that story is that my uncle Carlos, who every once in a while he chimes in here, he's the one who was like, you got to look for the yellow back. Like every time you go to the stores, like look, turn it around and look for the yellow back because that's the American toy. And those are the Kenner ones. Those are the ones you want to get. So I would get every once in a while I'd come like to show them off, like, oh, check it out. I ended up getting one time the Han Solo with the Endor, poncho, like with the
Mhm.
you know um, trench coat. And I was like, check it out. Like, look, I found it. And he like grabs it and he looks in the bag. He's like, oh, this is the cheap Mexican one. And he like
Oh,
tosses it back to me. I was all like, he like deflated my whole excitement. But then now it's like, dude, if I had that carded, couple $1,000, like it's
I
insane.
learned about that when you guys had Gus Lopez on the show. I didn't know anything about that. Which
Yeah,
incidentally, you guys should bring him back. He's been posting some really cool
I know.
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought about reaching out to him. I talked to him every once in a while, especially when he was taking that tour over to
Yeah.
all the
Oh
the
yeah,
places.
yeah.
That was really cool footage that he sent. But I got your little tag on that for sure. We need to do that.
Do y'all remember a shuttle for Return of the Jedi that Kenner came out with? It was white. A lot of people tend to not know about it, and I actually found out about it, and I really, really wanted it because I found out from a toy hunter that he was like, "I finally got it," but it was a shuttle, like a
Shuttle transport?
Yeah, yeah. It's actually your model, Mike, that you have.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like-
it's in I did a quick reel through the gallery, and you can see it on display in the vintage area. I actually
Tidarian?
just shot it. Look at this.
The Tidarian?
The one with the
Not-
wings?
It's just a shuttle transport.
Oh,
It's white. It's
Yeah, I'm gonna send this to Gabe, see if it comes through. 'Cause I just-
Tidarians go for so much, man. I never had that as a kid, and I want to get it, and it's so expensive.
It just looks so different. Like I know it's Star Wars, but it just looks so different.
Have you guys seen these little? I want them so bad. Let me show you guys real quick. Hold on.
Gabe, let
There's
me
a
know if
guy,
this comes through because
I can almost guess what you're pulling up, Gabe, because I already
the,
bought some of them.
the minifigures, the
Oh
JP
yeah.
one. Oh my god, the JP customs. Look at these.
Oh, I
Oh
got
yeah.
them from a different guy.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, there's another guy that's actually doing them carded.
I've
Oh,
seen
really?
those.
Yeah, he runs a website called or a Facebook group called Mini Mogs.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm gonna have to jump in there.
Dude, that is badass. I'd
I've
love
seen
to.
that. That's crazy.
He has like he pretty
Yeah.
much has.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
He's the
no, I-
original guy that did the minis. This Juan guy.
This guy.
Yeah,
Dang.
My dog would choke on that.
How much do these go for?
they're pretty reasonable. Like
Yeah, I think the whole set he was asking for what, like 120 or
Yeah.
something like that. Like,
Oh, that's
or
not
not the whole
bad.
set, but like this, like the.
he doesn't
Dude,
do
those are badass.
Like waves.
he doesn't do any of the vinyl. So the only reason I hadn't bought these particular ones is he doesn't do any of the vinyl capes and stuff. The other guy does.
Oh,
Gabe, did you get what I just sent you? See if you can
yeah.
pull it.
I just got it. Let me bring that up.
I'm amazed what people can make these days with 3D printing.
Yeah, no
Nice.
kidding.
Crazy.
Is that what these are? Is that how he does them? They're just little 3D
I'm
prints.
guessing. I don't know.
I think so.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think that's
assuming.
3D.
Yeah, I guess I'd assume that.
Let me see if I can find that mini mock guy.
I just see a lot of people online making their own action figures. I'm blown away.
I just shot this last night, and it's kind of funny. Johnny was talking about it, but so there's
All right, it gets washed out for some reason. Like my computer with Apple videos. I don't know what it is, man.
so those are the 12-inch.
I remember that display.
Yeah,
I had that Chewy.
yeah.
Wow.
Okay, Johnny, here it is right here, buddy. So there's the TIE fighter. There's the shuttle transport right there.
Oh,
there it is.
that one?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that one right there, that's a Sears piece in the background right there. That was a Millway.
So is
I
that
mean, not a
shuttle
Millway, but a
transport,
Sears exclusive.
that
There's
shuttle
another-
transport super hard to find, or what?
No, not really. And then
I've
back
seen it
there,
on eBay.
Well, for me it is. No.
Mhm.
that's one of my grill pieces right there. Is that Death Star place? Right
Yeah,
there.
that's hard to get.
Man, it's very clean. It even has still the 2 stormtroopers with it.
Well, it's cardboard too, right? So it got all
See the-
banged up.
See the Letty Jawa with the removable.
Wow.
Dude, I just saw somebody selling the hood for $400. Remember, Michael? We talked
Yeah.
about.
Oh no shit. Yeah, that hood was 300. So I mean,
Yeah, someone was selling just the
yeah,
hood.
that's a Sears. That's a Sears Millway right there. That little cardboard piece right there.
Yeah.
Guys, and I have to say, I visited Michael's gallery twice, and I still feel like I rushed through seeing everything. There's so much to see.
He was very yeah. He's
You guys
The
live
last
close,
time-
right? You guys
We're
live
neighbors.
close to each other?
We're
pretty
neighbors.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing. Every time Michael comes by, I always wave at the gate, and he just turns and he just goes in.
He's full. That's funny.
No, we're roughly not too far away. But the last time I was like, Mike, what about this? What about this? Mike was already like tired from the restaurant. He was like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Gabe, can I present on here?
Yeah. Here,
All right. I'll show you this real quick.
I don't know,
This
I
is-
feel like Marcel.
This is the
Oh,
guy
this
that.
Dude, that is so freaking cool.
Look at the card.
Wow.
Like,
and he does the vinyl, like the
yep.
the clothing,
And he
That's
just
so
did-
cool, dude.
like these are all the cards he's mocking up right
and it's a
now.
group. He's.
Look at
Yeah.
that.
Would you
Holy-
mind sending me that? Yeah.
Yeah, I'll send you the invite.
I love it.
Yeah, me
But he-
too.
He just did these.
Yeah.
This runs done, but look at this. Look at these are the comparisons.
Holy crap.
Oh, dude, that is so cool.
See,
And the
like
details there.
how Michael is with like jumbo stuff. Like you know how you like. I love little things. Like for
Yeah,
some
that's
reason,
cool.
like I love when there's like micro versions of things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like
Bucks.
he's doing like so he's got these.
Oh, that's.
Oh, wow.
Wow, dude.
That is super freaking cool.
And are they like readily available, or he does them in like?
He does them in batches.
Look, the Letty ones. That's
I
funny.
think he just did. He's down here somewhere. Look at this. Some
Is that
guy
him?
got his.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
He just did the first.
Oh
What
wow.
did he do
Cool
the
to have
first?
all of them like that.
Yeah, he's gonna do the full run. So,
Dude.
But can you catch up? You think it's like something that you can still like?
oh yeah, for sure. He just started the full run.
Oh, okay.
Did you buy
So
some, Jeff?
I did. I bought 2 sets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'll send you the.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's
I'll
so
send the
cool,
invite.
dude.
Yeah,
Wow,
those
that's
are-
probably like the only way I could get the whole set, but that is so cool.
They're pretty
Oh,
cheap.
yeah.
I mean, I think
Do you have them, Jeff? You have some?
for I don't have them yet. He's producing because they're all hand painted.
Oh.
Oh,
So he has to paint all of them by hand, like him and one other guy. There's only 2 of them. And they're on fire right now. Like that group is taking off like nuts. So,
That's badass.
but
wow, dude.
he also
Thank you.
does. The other cool part is when he releases a set of them, like he releases for quite a while, but then he also has like if you're the first like 10 in, he'll give you like he might do like a special like Boba Fett. Or if you like, and then if you're the next 50, they'll give you some other like special R2 or whatever.
That's really cool.
That's
It
pretty
is.
cool.
How are the R2s? Are they little decals?
I think so. Yeah. See if I can find one while we're talking, but yeah. But and then the guy, and then that was the other thing. The guy that did that's now doing, I forget the guy, Display UK, the guy that's doing the displays.
Yeah, Drew.
Drew actually did
A small
they fit the whole set fits on like a 11 by 18 or 11 by 14.
one.
That's cool. So he made a little display for it.
Yep.
Badass.
And they lock into the actual back of that cardboard.
Oh, so he's doing a little collaboration with those guys then. I'm on board for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll get you guys the link. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
pretty cool. Just when you think you got everything right, there's something always new.
Always.
Yeah.
That's
No, and
so
especially these days with like makers and like you said, the 3D printers, like I mean, there's no cap. Like whatever you want, you could probably dream up. Like there's someone out there making it.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, the possibilities now are endless. You know, everything's by a click of a little tap now. Really.
Gabe, I just sent you the invite. So
Jeff, have you guys seen the what is that? Was it Mad Dog Custom? Like the ones that do the 6 scale Spaceballs toys?
I have
those?
yeah.
Uh,
Every time he posts, I'm like, I was gonna buy it.
Yeah, but then it's like $3,000 or something like that for the set. I'm like, oh no way! I can't.
is it like a custom 1/6 or what?
Yeah, it's like dog. I forgot what they're called. Dog something, right? Like
Yeah, Doggy. Yeah.
doggy something.
When he's the one. One of his first deals was that ET. That was
Yeah.
badass. I
There's
just saw
another-
the Michael Myers one was badass looking.
There's another guy that does the Spaceballs in the vintage like size also.
Oh, really? Like the 3
Like he does them like a vintage like Star Wars
Yeah.
character. It's kind of cool too.
I gotta find the whole set of like, because like there's replicas from the molds out there.
Mhm.
Like I know Gus Lopez had like a set and all that. But I've seen some out there because I have the dark helmet one, but it's the ones that he's playing with, where he's like, you know,
Oh,
you can knock next time. You know,
here, Michael. Here's your R2.
I guess.
Thanks for looking it up. Look at that shit.
Wow.
Hey, I love that. That's like the little micro, like the metal ones. What are they
Yeah,
called?
the micro machines.
Sometimes the faces don't look so great when you get in there, but like, look, it's a decal.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I got that from a friend, that thing, the real one, was sent to me, and that little case was
Yeah, it dried up.
You
Right,
guys
it
remember that?
So
Still,
that's how the original case looked, like just like
Yeah,
that.
that little plastic.
yeah, that was the mail
Oh,
away.
wow. Oh wow.
That was the early bird mail away.
But
Hey.
it dry, right? It's just like any plastic, right? It kind of dries up and it.
Yeah, it's thin.
So
It's thin as
bad, Tom.
paper. It's thin as paper, so it's all cracked. I mean, I had the case and everything, and it was just from shipping. It was just destroyed.
Johnny, it's the same way with the vintage figures. Like every once in a while, you'll get if you buy them, you'll get one, and it's like it's a little like tacky, and it's not because it's just plastic. It's
Yeah,
plastic.
it's
It's not meant to
Mhm.
stay forever.
The master replicas, that's like an infamous thing, right? So
Mhm.
because they came out in the early 2000s, so now they're over 20 years old, and the grips are starting to they turn into like gummy, and
Mm.
people are like, oh, you could just clean it, and it's like, but you can't really because it's deteriorating from the inside out. So it's like, yeah, you could wipe off that top layer maybe, but eventually it's just going to be all gooey again.
Yeah, I freaked out because my comic store, they had like a back room of the just stuff they needed to sell, right? Because they were downsizing, and they had a master replica's Obi-Wan saber,
Yeah.
the light up. Yeah, it was really cool, brand new. I opened it, and as soon as I gripped it, and once again, I was like delicate, but it felt like I gorilla gripped the thing.
Yeah.
I felt like Spider-Man because like I literally
Yeah,
let
it's
go,
tacky.
and it was
Yeah,
still like stuck. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So,
the only downfall. So how far away are you on your original prop build of Luke Saber?
Who? Me?
Yeah,
Gabe, that'd be you.
yeah, because you got the grenade. Like, did you have you got him?
For the Obi-Wan. Oh, I'm not gonna build it. Oh, I no way.
Oh,
Not at this point. No, because it's gonna be like 10 grand to like build that. I'm like, no. I
oh,
got the grenade and that's it.
yeah,
But
'cause
yeah,
that's
no,
what
I've seen people recently sell like the female the pipe, the top part, and it's like 4 grand. Like people want 4 grand for that. I mean the prices are insane for that.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do
damn,
that.
dude.
Yeah,
Yeah,
10 grand. I think 10 grand, 10 to like 15,000 is a decent price these days for like a complete Obi-Wan saber.
really.
Yeah, it's insane.
And I have to say, because
For like a couple thousand.
I, not to kind of segue, but I have to say, when I'm studying, I like to have background music, or something going on, and I usually have Spice Runners or Collection Wars. And one episode I've somehow replayed more than like 5 times already because he's just an interesting person is Roger. I was interviewed with Roger.
Roger
Man,
Christian.
Oh, yeah.
what an interesting guy,
Oh,
that
yeah.
doesn't get the fame. Like, wow, like everything he has to say.
Oh yeah, man. Like I mean that guy, think about it. I mean he's Oscar winner for the Star Wars stuff, like got nominated for Alien. Like that's it, yeah, it's
He
crazy.
was one of the key role players in Star Wars. Period. Yeah,
Yeah.
probably like the top, in my opinion, probably the top 10.
Yeah.
Darth
Yeah,
Wizzy, a question. I can answer. Jeff can answer. I think what he's asking, how long do you think the Kenner figures will stay on the card? Well, I mean, we're what 45, 46 years in, and I'm not having any problems with mine. So,
It
Yeah.
depends if it's yellowed or not.
yeah, I think some of the figures do deteriorate a little bit on the inside, but it's just part of the age process of that. But the
Well, you
cards,
gotta be careful with the card backs too now because people figured out how to reseal them. So,
Mm,
and you're looking for like even on that, you're looking for specific things like the waffle pattern that they used for the glue for the iron. Because there's a bunch of people that are actually taking it and producing the card and producing the bubble and then resealing.
no,
yeah.
dude.
Wow.
Yeah. So you got to be careful, really careful. So,
Holy crap, dude.
yeah.
What's up, Brian? Good to see you. Thanks for
Same
joining.
thing with the weapons. They make a very, which you can Padawan collector, right? He does a great job with all that stuff. But like they make a specific sound and noise when they bounce off a glass. Like
Oh,
Yeah.
that's funny.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah,
they
like-
float, right? I've seen like
and
the R2
float.
lightsaber, like you put it in there and if it floats or sinks
Yep.
or something like that, right?
But even that they're starting to figure out like the ratio of plastic and resin to use in order to get it to float.
I mean, if you think about it though, yeah, like little weapons like that, like that's just
Right.
such an easy thing for a scammer to do. Like,
Yeah.
quick and easy, like figure that out, mold it, done.
So I wonder how like someone like Robin who has a mass collection of vintage, I wonder how she goes about going and getting a new
Well, I
figure.
think a lot of the
He knows
vintage
all
collectors
those.
started a long time ago, right? So like
Yeah.
back, even just 10 years ago, there were probably some fakes out there, but like probably not as prominent as now, right? Like
She's another one we need to get back on the show is Robin Bacra.
Plus, I think too, Johnny. Sometimes it's kind of like it's the autograph, it's the master replicas, it's the scale, model stuff. It's like people start to know like who to go to. Also, like so, Robin. Like I would imagine Robin gets contacted too when somebody pulls something out, and they're like, man, I don't know what this is or if it's vintage or whatever, and Robin, because she's probably owns it, the original, or like has owned it, she knows exactly what to look for.
Mhm.
And she spent time like looking at
Right.
it and curating it.
Yeah.
The same thing with Gabe with Master Replicas. Like
Yeah.
if
I
I
get
even thought it was fake, I would go to Gabe like immediately. Be like, hey,
I get hit up a lot for the master replica. In fact, I even thought at one point I was like, you know what I should do? I should like do like an authentication like thing, like for master replicas, because there are a few little things that you have to just look out for. I mean, most of the time the stamp, I mean, it's gonna have the stamp on there, but yeah, even just the cases, the tops, the plaques, right? And I think
Yeah,
that's why Ariel did a good job about like trimming the corners, because he's being ethical, right? And be like, no, this it's not a real plaque, because you could see the cut corners. But
Hey Jeff, off this subject a little bit. The statues that you're collecting,
Mhm.
because I'm not real familiar. Are you collecting with like the NYC statues, or are you like
I'm
what's your
across. I'm
okay?
across the board.
Okay.
The the custom stuff. A lot of people will do quarter scale.
Yeah.
Quarter scale is the statue size, but like
Yep. Yep.
if you don't match up your custom stuff, even that can be off a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
right? So like I try, like if I'm gonna go custom, I stay with NYC because his sizes then will all match the quarter scale,
Right.
right? Sideshow's quarter scale doesn't match NYC's quarter scale.
That's funny that you said that. I did a real quick video on Instagram today. I received my Predator. It's fucking badass,
Mhm.
and it says that
Oh.
it's third scale. And dude, it's almost the size of all of my sideshow legendary scale.
Oh, you got the jungle?
Yeah, you
Yeah, I
want to
saw
see?
that with the fountain today going in
Oh
the
yeah, yeah, yeah,
background.
dude.
I was
That
like,
that thing, I
man.
don't know if I'll cut out, but dude,
Well,
this is one of my favorite statues to date, man. This thing's badass.
well, Mike, I could speak for that one because the owner, that's his pride and joy. Like ours is Star Wars, his is Predator, and this evidently the one before him. Yeah, it's just so look at that guy. He's a beast.
on the big screen,
Did y'all see
Well,
that?
I
The
do
little,
like it with the fish.
yeah.
yeah, a little koi fish in there.
Did you get the spine swap out or no?
I still gotta put his stuff still in the box, but it's got an extra head and everything on it. But that
Yeah, he
thing,
has the unmasked.
yeah, but you can't tell how big that thing is. But I can tell you right now, it's about 3.5 feet.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah. The base is huge. Yeah.
yeah,
It's
I think
it's third scale, right?
Say it again.
Third scale.
Yeah, it's what it says. It's third scale. But if you see, look, I'll give you an example.
Yeah. A lot
really
of people
hard to-
said it's oversized though. A lot of people.
Yeah, I think so. But hang on.
Well, you got the Arnold one too.
Yeah, that's what
Well,
I was going to say.
Arnold's half though, right?
See that's third scale.
Hmm. And it looks smaller than the.
Yeah, that I mean
Definitely smaller.
he's a little probably under 2 feet.
Yeah.
You know
But
what I
that
mean?
Dutch is custom though, right?
3.5 feet. And then here's those are the legendary scale.
Why don't you
Legendary.
just lift up the Predator and bring him over to the Arnold?
Oh yeah. Yeah, right. Yes, exactly. Shut up, Jeff.
So when are you gonna get your bust in?
Who are you talking to?
You
What busts?
didn't you say you were getting the what is it, the Dark
Predator
Fate?
one, you got it right.
It's already it's at Dark Side already.
No, the Terminator.
The
The
I
old
don't
one,
know. That's going to be a while. Yeah, that
Infinity.
one. Just like this Predator, it took I got that 1.5 years ago. It just got here. So yeah,
Yeah, you
the
asked-
Terminator. Are you talking about the old man Terminator?
Yeah, the
The
one
old
arm.
Arnold.
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing's sweet, but I don't know. It'll probably be another 6 months, maybe.
Okay,
So-
you gotta call me if you need help. Okay.
Oh yeah, I sure could have used your help today with that Predator, man. I'll tell you what.
It's
So, Michael,
bro.
if you look at the mall, right? See the mall behind me?
Uh-huh.
That's a Sideshow Mythos mall. And then right next to it is the Emperor NYC. You see the scale? It's kind of off.
Yeah.
That's a Sideshow Grievous. All the stuff on that side is NYC.
Yeah.
Right across.
Yeah. I could see that.
Kind of tell the.
You still have the yeah, I love the mythos. You still have you have the Luke Skywalker in the X-wing right on the top of his snowspeeder? Yeah,
Oh,
dude.
the XM.
Yeah, that one's badass. I love that one.
That
Is
is
that
like,
quarter scale?
yeah,
Is that one of your favorites?
I love it. It's because of his look. He's looking like up at the AT-AT, you know.
Yeah, dude, that's badass. What's up,
Yeah.
Evan?
Jeff,
These are
did you sell your Darth Bane already?
No, I still have that. So
Oh,
there's
that's cool
the
with the
bounty
bust.
hunters.
Very cool.
That is cool.
Yeah, I wonder if it's because Sideshow, like the sculptors, right? Like they use, artists that end up sculpting him. They're just kind of taking, some artistic liberty with the sizes, right? I'm assuming that's why.
Maybe.
It's gotta be.
I was going through their website, and I know Michael has a figure, but I think I want to get one of the statues of the Clint Eastwood series.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah,
that was a beautiful.
Yeah, I like him. I don't have the Dirty Harry one, but I want to get those too.
I like that Bruce. I like that Bruce Lee statue too. That I forget who was doing that. That one looks really good too.
Yeah.
There's a
There are-
couple of those.
There are some ones where you're like very tempted. Like even the who did the He-Man statues
Yeah.
that have come out.
Twitter,
Yeah, those are
Twitter
cool.
head or was it
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's badass.
Yeah, that Skeletor bust. I'm like, dang, dude, like that's sick.
That one.
I was
tho-
never as a kid into He-Man. Were you, Jeff?
I was, yeah, but that's those sets of statues. They've done a killer job on.
Yeah.
Like that.
What scale are they?
almost
Third
bought.
scale or what scale are they?
They're quarter.
Yeah, the Battle Cat, and that thing looks so sick.
Who makes that one?
Tweeterhead.
Peterhead? Yeah.
Mm.
They're so good.
Yeah.
they're like really good.
Jeff, correct me if I'm wrong. They're American based, right?
Tweeterhead. I think so. Again, Johnny, I know just enough of those things because otherwise I'll buy them, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Oh, I know. Trust me.
I've been on a binge with Factory Entertainment and like buying like all the James Bond stuff. Like I just got the replica shift knob like from the DB5, the Austin Martin. I think it's pretty cool. But they have like the life size like He-Man stuff, the life size Thundercat stuff. And I'm like, and right now they're on sale. It's like $200 off, the sword of omens. And I was like, God, like
I
want
really
it.
want to get. I want to get the Moonraker replica gun
the what?
from Factory Entertainment, the James Bond, the Moonraker gun. The
Oh, the
Oh yeah, the
Moonraker.
white one, the big one, yeah.
It's
That one
like
goes
white
up
or
to
black.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
blown
that-
away by Queen Studios stuff. Those life-size busts they do. That's spooky.
Dude, it's crazy. Yeah, Joseph's got a lot of those.
Yeah.
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 Like-
Joseph.
Are you
That's-
happy with the Mandalorian bus that you have, Jeff?
Oh, I love that thing. It's so much better in person.
Yeah, I have it at Dark Side, and I keep moving it to different. It was going to be where you walk in, you'd see it, and I replaced it with something else. I didn't want anything new in there.
I wish it was a little dirtier. Like it needs
Yeah.
a little bit more weathering. But
Yeah.
the gun, like you can't really see the gun for it, but the gun is
No.
really good.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, it gets
Green.
clicks on his back. Hey, Gabe, will you please let me know when they on those little things that you've been collecting, the little jukebox and like little cigarette machines? And
Yeah,
stuff?
the new wave.
Yeah, when the mongoose bike thing comes out, will you please
Oh,
let
yeah.
me know?
Oh, for
Because I
sure.
definitely want one of those. Those are really cool.
Thanks for the
Armando,
invite,
yeah,
Joe.
Joseph.
Yeah.
He
I
heard
was
his
gonna
name.
say-
He heard his name and was like, "Did I get?"
I gotta say, Joseph, I wasn't able to tell him anything the last time. I know Michael took the weird picture, but your guy that you had the altercation with from Star Trek, he's coming back for a con. It's called like the Space Con. I sent it to Michael, but he's coming back with a bunch of your Star Trek people, and I'm gonna ask him about that story, and I'm gonna see if he could sign something and says, "I apologize, Joseph." And I mean, I don't care if that bridge gets burned, but I want to see if he does it.
Oh,
he's bringing
man.
his Star Trek people back, Joseph. Look out.
So you're talking about Data?
Yeah.
That guy, yeah.
Yeah.
Brent.
You might piss him off. So I'd love for you to do that. That'd be really funny to see what happens.
And see, I don't know if I don't know if I'll be able to record him because I don't have a lot of shirts with pockets, but I can definitely like audio record, and I'll just hold my phone and I want to see what he says. He'll probably
That
one of
would
those
be
FBI ball caps. Get one of those.
Hey,
FBI
but if you
ball
do
caps.
it, if you're gonna do
bro,
this,
my
Johnny,
head's so big.
no, listen, Johnny. If you're gonna bring in a talk to talk, bro, if you're gonna do this, we got to do it right. So when you go up to him, you got to be like, okay, look, good friend of mine, Joseph. You know, he came up, he said you were a total dick. So, and you know, I want to see if you'd be willing to do something for me. So we got to make it good so we can get that reaction because that would be really good for the show. I would love to see that.
Nah, I got you.
Don't be
And
scared.
I'll tell him, and his wife is very beautiful as well.
Yeah, and then hey, and then you need to go up to Carl Weathers and say, I heard you're a total dick also.
Yeah. Sign this round object for me. It's round.
See
Find
if you
it.
get it right in. Or,
Yeah.
that's hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, of all people, Carl, right? Like, come on, bro. Like,
Joseph,
after Rocky, you had nothing
Joseph's
going.
watching. Yeah, but hey, I'm telling you, we talked about it briefly last show, but I absolutely love the behind the scenes stories of these actors, and you know, just seeing how they are. And I know there's two sides to every story. You don't know at that particular time what they're going through, but dude, if you've got people that are sweating their balls off, sitting in line to get a signature and they're paying, dude, you got to give them a really good experience, even if you fucking hate it. You got to do it. You know what I mean? So. Yeah,
No,
man.
definitely, because I like when I met Amber Heard, that was right before the whole Johnny trial, and I was like, damn. When she was like, "Hi, what's your name?" and I was like, "Call me John." And she's like, "Hi, John. Nice to meet you." And I was like, "Damn! Imagine if I would have said Johnny, bro." There was like at least 10 people, like not people, but like cops around here, and one cop was like, "What are you doing here?" I'm like, "Bro, I just had to do like 2 checkpoints. How do you think I got here? Like, are you serious?" But you know, at the same con, I met Dolph. I can't say his last name right.
Lundgren.
Lundgren. Yeah, there you go. Such an awesome guy. And like,
He's pretty sick right now, I think.
Oh, that's terrible. I'm gonna have to look that up. But I mean, he's a huge dude. But man, such an awesome guy. And he actually spoke with me for a couple of minutes.
Now that's one guy that kicked Carl Weathers' ass, probably.
Without a doubt.
Michael's gonna get Johnny into these fights, and it's gonna go viral.
I know, right? Look at you, Joe.
I will break you.
But yeah, I got you, Joseph. I give you my word.
He'll avenge you.
Yeah, that's funny.
He's a what does he say? He's a physicist.
Oh, he's a physicist.
Oh yeah.
Nerd.
So what else? What else is going on in the collecting world, Gabe?
I mean, yeah, like I said, it's kind of been it cooled down a little bit, I think, for a lot of stuff.
I think so too.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure the new year will bring in some new stuff, but yeah, I feel like it definitely. There's like a swing, right, of the pendulum. Like it's kind of starting to, because I see a lot more people selling than
really.
He sucks.
At least that's what I've seen. I don't know, but
yeah.
I think you're right. There is a lot more selling going on right now. I mean, I think it's the same thing with like even the statue market, right? I mean, the statue market, you can't, if you're buying statues, you're not buying them to make money. You're going to take a loss right now on statues. If you sell statues,
yeah,
really,
you're selling your BB-8, huh, Jeff?
I got rid of them already.
Yeah, you already.
What about NYC? Man, those things seem to maintain their value, don't they? Because there's
limited run.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They start to go after a series, then they got to pick up the series.
Yeah.
BB-8 sold as soon as I bought that Anakin and the Anakin display with the custom that they're on the.
Oh, the big giant one.
Yeah.
What's that on?
Makes that?
I think it was AFA.
Okay.
It's a custom guy.
Yeah. See this, Jeff? Just got this one.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
I know that's my biggest regret from NYC this year.
Oh, you wanted this one?
I wanted that one. Yeah, bad timing.
That's NYC.
NYC.
That's nice.
You did a real good job. I was going to do a little video thing and pulled it up next to the the studio one, but I haven't taken it over there. But yeah, this if there's room, the plan was to display this one at Dark Side. He gifted this. So.
My first ship with him will be the Slave One.
Nice.
That's the first ship with him. I was gonna do the Falcon, but then the more I thought about it, I was like, I've always wanted that D'Agostini,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, it has been fun to like build it. It is a pain in the ass, but
Yeah,
it's been fun to build.
I'd have broken that bitch in half. I brought mine. I bought mine completely done. So.
It's a pain in the ass.
I remember when I was building the D'Agostini before I found the master replicas, even just I had like this little magnetic little cup with like all just like extra little screws and extra little things that I'm like, honestly, I don't even know where these go and why I have extras of them, but we'll see. Eventually we'll get to it.
Well, he had these screws that looked almost, you'd remember, Gabe, they were like almost identical to one another, and then one set was self-tapping and the other one was not.
Yeah.
And if you put that screw in that wasn't self-tapping, then you're like,
you've messed it up.
You got to try and pull that damn screw out.
No, even that, what I had the biggest trouble was with lining up some of the panels, because like once you screw them in, like they wouldn't line up together, like it would be like slightly raised, and I was like, oh my god, like have to take it apart and like try to like level it out, man.
Well, because some of the panels have to go in at
they have to like click
same
in.
order, right? They got to one has to go in before the other one.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like if one of them messed up, you kind of have to like redo the next, like all the ones around it. And I'm like, yeah, that's why I didn't even do the interior. I like completely just skipped the interior. I was just like, I'm not gonna open it. It's gonna be closed. Like, not even.
I did the same. I built it, and then and then I got it in there, and then I was starting to sandwich it all together.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and then you're pressing and you're hearing the plastic creak and stuff,
Yeah.
and then I'm like, okay, never mind.
Yeah. No, that I took that out, and then the other thing that I was gonna do, obviously did the little, the ramp, but then that thing, I forgot what I did, but I think I must have broken something off where like it wouldn't even work anymore. So I was just like, oh, it's gonna be closed anyways. Like it's gonna be in flight mode. So
yeah.
Hey Brian, we actually talked about that docking bay before you probably hopped on. Yeah. Hey, there's a question. Do you guys have any advice for collectors to prevent UV damage on our collections? And then somebody brings up, you can put UV film. Yeah, the bottom line is, I don't care, no matter what's on a window or not, do not keep your toys because they will fade, even with UV. So just common sense, respectfully, is just don't have your toys by a window.
Switch your bulbs, switch the LED.
Yeah, the sunlight, that's my biggest fear. Like, obviously in here it's all pretty closed off, but I do have this giant window over here, and behind there is kind of like a family room, and same thing, the kids will open up the windows and I'm like, whoa, hey, close them. Like there's not even that much stuff. Like basically it's just like these right here, and that's why I put the white ones here, because I'm like, worst case, they'll kind of bleach out these, but see that
Gabe's like, masks on.
See that one right here, and I'm always like, keep that off, like close them.
Gabe, was there a window behind where the jetpack was at?
There was, there used to be.
Your old videos, I remember seeing a window.
Yeah, so if you see some of my old videos when we first when we got the house, this is a straight up office / it could be a bedroom because of the that window.
That's
and
right.
Immediately I was like, nah, I'm gonna close it off. Well, the worst part is that we didn't get those like those shutters like placed until probably around COVID, like around 2021 or something like that. So I had already blocked off, like I already like built up on that. So I had to take that whole display apart. I had to take it off so they can put the shutters for me to close it back up. Because basically, like my whole room here, what I did is like on the walls, it's like flooring. So it's slats.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
that's fantastic.
So the way to make it look like it's a wooden room, like kind of like an old library or something, I just bought flooring and like I stacked it out. I found the beams, like the what are they called? The studs. I
Studs, yeah.
marked up the studs, and then every time I'd put one of them, I'd be like just on the stud all the way up.
You
So,
I
know,
like the
one
way
of
you did the shelves. The shelves are the cabinet doors. That was smart.
yeah, that thing was like, yeah, that was a pain. That's permanent now, and that's the worst part is that now I have to work with what I have because there's just no way I can readjust those shelves because again, it's like there's drywall, there's I marked the stud, and then what I did is I started building up the slats all the way up to the ones that I knew I was going to put a shelf on, and then I would tie in the bracket, and then the slat would go on top of the bracket, so it's like triple protection, right? And yeah, so like in order for one of those shelves to collapse, the whole wall would have to collapse because they're all like kind of like stuck behind the slats.
Yeah, but you had to do that different area of the country too, right? Because you get
Right.
tremors.
Well, yeah, we have earthquakes. Well, not only that, but like I initially, the goal was to put these big, busts on there, and they're heavy. So I was like, they need to be rated for at least 100 pounds. But like, I mean, obviously they're not 100 pounds. But for me to feel safe, like,
Yeah.
so yeah, every time I would put one of the brackets in, I would try to hang from it. I would be like,
Just make sure.
like George the Jungle.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because if one falls, it's not one; it's everything on its way down.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No. It's absolutely like, yeah. But there's no way that they can, and a lot of people don't realize that because, again, it's like an L-shaped bracket, but the slats are on top of the bottom part, and it's onto the stud. So like that thing's like,
Steel brackets.
they're hardcore steel brackets.
So those the shelves that you have up there that are by the floating shelves, what's the width on those things? Like how far do those stick out? Are they 12 inches?
So yeah, so like this one right here, I think is 16 inches out, and then
Jeez.
I want to say maybe 18 wide. So yeah, so this one was the one that I was the most scared of because it was the biggest one. But yeah, most of them are I think 16 by 16. And
But you
then
remember, Michael? They're like solid wood cabinet doors.
Yes.
yeah,
Can I see under there, Gabe, on the
Are
bottom
those
of there?
IKEA?
Yes.
They're IKEA.
kind of, yeah, but they're not these are cabinet doors.
Oh,
Mhm.
So that's the only way I could find a 16 by 16. So you could see that the bracket is 12 by 12. So it goes,
Okay, that's what my problem was, Gabe, is I was looking because I just Jason Eaton just sent the rest of my stand so I could put those other 6 up,
yeah.
but I
So you
didn't
can
know
see
how
like
you did that. I
this is
see now.
12-inch right here, and then it goes down 12 inches down to the bottom. You
Uh,
can't really see where like wherever I nailed the stud right here.
oh,
But
and
yeah,
it's behind it.
it goes behind it, comes out, and then that's about 4 inches. So that's the 16 right there.
Okay, so you just have
And then
the
and some of them, so for example, like these two are stuck to the studs, but I ended up putting a third one
for
just to
the.
cover up the light, like the cable for the light.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Plus, it's a little bit more stable.
Yeah, just a little bit more stable. But yeah, like I mean, they still, they could still like shake just because, just naturally they're gonna.
Yeah, don't do that right now. I don't want it
Yeah,
to
I was
fall.
gonna
I know,
say.
right? I'm like,
It's like,
yeah, wow, it's
Yeah,
gonna fall.
that would suck.
And then the top ones are a little bit smaller. I think the top ones I want to say are 16 by 12. So it's 16 out, 12 across.
I wish
hey
I had
Gabe,
that
have you
height.
had anything fall during an earthquake?
No, the one that I'm the most nervous about is this hand right here. So
Oh,
Rain Corps hand is just stuck with the magnet,
Oh,
and you know I put a little bit of super glue like just on the magnet because I was like, yeah, I
You
don't
know what?
Yeah.
That's so smart. It's funny. Just today, I was talking about that with Denise because, like the Predator's hands, they just, with the magnet.
Yes, magnet.
Well, check it out. So my sideshow Boba Fett, I went and looked behind there because they're just sitting kind of behind this on the ground, and the hand was off of it. So I think the magnet doesn't always hold real good. So I think that's smart. I was thinking on these because they don't like click in real tight, and I'm worried that they're going to just fall off, and they've got the claws and stuff on the hands.
I've already been mentally preparing for the day there's an earthquake because again, we're in Southern California, right, Armando? Like we're just waiting for it. Like it's gonna happen one day. We're just gonna get this huge earthquake, and I'm just like thinking in my head, what's coming down? Like what's like these shelves, right? Like so my helmet stand, I think they're tall enough where sure they'll shake around, but I don't think there's enough space for them to collapse because they'll hit the ceiling by the time they, you know what I mean? Like the
Also,
back
it'll stop.
part,
It'll naturally stop it.
the back end part will stop it. But these right here, I'm like, yeah, they're they're linked to a stud on the side, but not in the middle. So if they technically can bow out like this, because only the sides are fixed to the stud. Those lightsabers are coming down. Like if an earthquake hits, all those lightsabers are on the floor. That's probably the only thing. Maybe the regal robot like
Jared.
chest set. I'm kind of nervous about that, but in that corner. But
I was so scared when I moved to California when I was right out of high school. I thought, with earthquakes, I was so scared of those things, But
I know you move now. I know, man.
I mean, I'm looking for Star Wars collectors in New Hampshire these days, so if you want to just come on over.
Yeah.
Texas is full, Gabe. Sorry.
Yeah. Close to Californians. That's what I hear.
Yeah. Keep them away.
Oh man.
No, but yeah, that's really cool, Gabe. I'm back on that because I need to. I've got those 6 displays that I want to put up there. That'll complete where I can, set up my other models in there. But I wasn't thinking about that because I was looking and most those things are the thickness. They're 12 inches, but I didn't think that you could just get a bigger shelf top.
Yeah, just a little bit. I mean, I didn't want to go too far out because then again, it wouldn't be as stable. So I figured 16 inches. At least that would cover like, 2
See,
halves.
what my deal is it's sheetrock, right? And I'm not putting it behind something like you were able to cover those.
Oh yeah,
because so those are actual L brackets, right?
Right, and they're like I said, they're on the stud. So
yeah, so I don't know how I'm going to do this because the ones that you can buy off of eBay, I think
your stuff's not that heavy, right? Like some of the models aren't that.
No, they're not too bad. They're not too bad, but still,
just with some good anchors, like the ones that that are flat like that.
Because the biggest thing is it's on the stud, right? That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, hit the stud.
Yeah, well, where I'm centering mine up, I'm not going to hit stud every time. You know what I mean? So it's kind of a tough one.
Yeah.
You just got to reduce the collection. Just start shipping it to people.
I know, man. Now that you mentioned the earthquake thing, I was like, I gotta. Yeah. I definitely
anxiety just shot up, right?
Yeah, no, really. Like I'm like looking around. I'm like,
he really is just like, oh my god.
Yeah, like, I got to get some of that museum putty and like.
Oh, you don't have that? I thought you would at least have that.
No.
Oh, Gabe.
No. I've never even heard of that before.
Yeah. Well, just because, like, think about it, like on the bottom of the master replicas, they have little feet, right? So like, and they're rubber, so they're not going to shake within the shelf too much, right? But like the Regal Robot chess set, that thing, that thing.
You can, Michael. You know how you were talking about the magnets for the statues and stuff. You can use that museum putty on the magnet.
I've never even heard of museum putty.
You can actually roll it like a snake and then put it in there and then jam the hand back in.
Huh? I've never even heard of that before.
But Mike, when you set up something, you never disassemble it, right?
No, it just depends on what it is that you're talking about, but not really.
Yeah, because I mean, museum putty really is for those collectors that keep on moving their stuff. But I think super glue just might be your one and all. Just put it around.
Yeah.
Never to be sold or packaged in the box again, Michael.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But that's a good thing about you, Mike, is like when you get something, you don't. I mean, unless you hate it or something, like the property goes like to hell, you're gonna keep it for life. So
Yeah, I've never actually can remember ever selling anything in my collection once. So it's just, I
Wow.
just, it's and the main reason it's not that I wouldn't do it. I think the biggest thing is unlike Gabe, I like y'all would have died seeing me open up and my back was hurting and stuff. And we were trying to slide that styrofoam out of the box, and I'm like, I just ripped that whole freaking box in a million. Any collector would be like, "What the hell did you do that for?" But I don't
you
have
ripped up the art box.
Huh?
You ripped up the art box?
Art box, completely ripped that shit. I was
oh
like,
my god!
this
I wish
thing.
you would have recorded that. Wow.
But anyway, so
Yeah.
what I'm getting at is I don't want to dick with ever having to ship this stuff out. You know what I mean?
Oh, dude.
So I mean, if anybody ever buys something from me, they just probably have to come here and pick it up. So
The statues you got. So when you open it, I take pictures as we're opening it, so that it can be packed back later.
yeah,
There's been times I had to go back. I had to
Gabe?
go back to my unboxing videos on YouTube to be like, oh shit! Like I just put away the 6 scale Hot Toys or Sideshow Probe Droid because I got the quarter scale now, and I was like,
yeah.
I couldn't figure out how to put it back in the box. I was like, what the fuck? Like, where are the legs? And I had to like go back and look and see how they're in it. But I didn't record it. That's the problem with that one, is that I didn't record the full unboxing. It's like,
The only one that I didn't do that with because I knew that I would never be able to get it back in the box is the Grievous. The Grievous, the box is. I ripped that one. That one's destroyed because that's never going anywhere. So it's just too hard to pack back up.
Yeah, I technically kind of did the same thing with my Hot Toys. I got rid of the shipper. I didn't get rid of the art boxes.
Yeah.
And I screwed
See,
myself
at that
so
point, you
bad.
might as well keep the shipper. You know what I mean? Like that's my mentality. Is like, if I'm gonna keep the art boxes, I might as well just keep the shipper to like protect the art boxes. So yeah, like just recently, my wife's been so irritated with me because so I had this like storage units. I had 2 of them, and then I merged them into one giant storage unit, and it's just empty boxes. Like I just pay monthly for this to store these empty boxes. And recently, I should have looked at like the Yelp reviews, but after 6 months of it, they doubled my rent just like out of nowhere. They're like, "Oh, now we're gonna charge you 300 and something dollars." I was like, "What?" I was like, "I'm not gonna pay for that to store my empty boxes." So I'm just like, you know what? We don't use the garage for anything. We're not working out in there because at one point it was like we turned it into a gym. I was like, I'm just gonna bring them back. So I've been slowly bringing them back into the garage, and it's like, oh man, I should show you guys. Yeah, you guys want to see like, and this is, by the way, this is like a third of it, like not even like anywhere near it. But my wife is just like, I walk into the garage and I'm like, oh my god, like what the fuck is this? Let me show you this.
You start, you know what happens, Gabe, is they start watching you on camera bring boxes into the storage unit, and they're like, that guy's getting double rent.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Look at the amount of boxes he brings in here. Let's double him up.
That's crazy, man. So on top of you getting charged double, now you're getting the fangs of death from the wife.
Oh, so I've been bringing them back, and this is just like,
Wow,
obviously like a third of them, right? And so I'm going to build this little fortress of like boxes here, and basically I carved out this piece in the garage where it's just going to fill up all right here. It's like, so
wasn't that the other part of your studio?
yeah, right here. I had like a little podcast studio. I mean, I could still do that, but over here is where all my boxes are just gonna like.
Yeah.
Because I'm like,
hey guys,
it's just out of principle. Like I'm not gonna pay them that much just to store empty boxes. You know,
You make like a throne, like they do in the grocery stores. You know, like make like things out of it. Like,
Oh yeah,
make a
like
little
out of the
throne.
soda boxes. Yeah.
Yeah, like make like a little Star Wars helmet or something.
Yeah, exactly.
You
Right?
guys keep the shipper boxes because you plan on resell in case you resell it or moving.
Well,
It's more
just-
moving.
Oh,
For me. Well, I do sell too. So
Fortress of Solitude.
me being like a complete, especially like because the master replica stuff, like if it's complete with the shipper, like just the value just increases with everything, right? So
Are you hearing that, babe?
reality-
As I ripped my boxes to nothing earlier today.
Dude, it's so sacrilegious, dude. That's why I wish I could have seen it because it's
Yeah.
funny. It's
Denise was
really
like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Fuck it, I'm tired of get this damn thing out." My back was hurting and stuff. And
where's Denise? I can
She's
hear her
where you at, Denise? She's
walking around.
yeah, she's walking around doing her little thing.
My Barbie thing.
Barbie
That's
stuff.
Jeff there. Say hello.
Hi, Jeff.
Hi.
Yeah, I
Miss
just walk
Denise.
back and forth. I'm listening to your show, and then I'm just playing in my room with my Barbies.
See,
I just can't get enough. It's like, okay, I'm going to go to bed, but then I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I'm going to go dress another doll, which I'm going to go do right now.
You know what's funny about Denise's stuff too is my mom watches me on Spice Runners and stuff, but like, and she always asks like, "Are you gonna be on another show or whatever?" Because she likes to see me. And I showed her Denise's videos for the Barbie stuff. Man, she was like, "Oh wow!" She's like,
Isn't that
"I'm gonna
cool?
follow this big time."
Oh,
I think she probably follows Denise more than she follows the Star Wars stuff.
that's funny. Yeah, she's so humble about it all, and she's made a lot of Barbie friends. Like in this community, we're a big friendship community now, and it's kind of how it is in the Barbie community. It's pretty cool how she'll have a few of them coming out, and they make all their little foods and shit. It's a little bit different than, but
You should do a crossover room. You should start mingling Barbie and Star Wars.
yeah, right, yeah.
right. All
You
your
know what? It's funny that you're saying that, Jeff, because that room in between the living room, that's like my little like cigar room area. Johnny's seen it. She's trying to sneak my shit out of that, and so she can move her Barbies into that room.
No.
I'm like, no way. Where am I going to put all my GI Joe and my other? But
there had to be an uptick with the price on that after the movie, the success of that movie.
oh man,
It's
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it's really popular. I saw, she sat me down. And
I haven't watched it.
You're gonna have to put some tape down, Mike.
It sucks. I'm just going to tell you. She's right here. I tell you, that movie.
Your half.
Oh, okay.
So Mike, let me ask you this. So you have majority of what you want at the restaurant. Is there at least one Barbie there in the restaurant?
There is.
Really?
Yeah. There's a couple because so this is funny that she's not in here right now, but so she's like, this is kind of, prejudice. You got, you get this family, you got all this man stuff, and you don't have any women things in here. And I'm like, babe, what are you talking about? I go, we got your Barbie. We got a Barbie and a Ken and a little collector's case. And then it's all the other stuff. Right. And it is 85%. Yeah. So upstairs where I was doing those Regal maquettes, I was going to do this other one for the future maquettes that come in. And she was, just kind of like, man, that's kind of, I'm like, I'll tell you what, babe, you want this one is for you. So this week she bought, god dang, dude, she got one of the oven, the Easy Bake Oven thing. Yeah. And she got, she got Easy Bake Oven and
Cabbage Patch Kid.
She had Cabbage Patch. That's exactly what the other one.
That fits. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, the Cabbage Patch was hers. Okay, the Easy Bake Oven. What else did you get, babe?
Holly Hobby.
Yeah, we got some roller skates since I'm a pro now again. What else?
I used to die for some brownies cooked on a light bulb.
Yeah, we got Michael Jackson. And then what is the little cards that you got?
A little undercooked brownie.
The Cabbage Pail Kids.
Oh, yeah.
Got those in there.
I used to love Garbage Pail Kids.
Did she put any of the stickers in there?
She did. Yep, she got a couple sets of the original stickers from there. So we thought about maybe like a Swatch watch. I was thinking.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah, you gotta get some of those puffy stickers.
Oh, I was talking about Mike. I was talking about her
The scratch and sniff.
scratch
ones.
and sniff ones.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The
Oh, okay,
scratch
got it.
Oh,
Yeah.
You know, it'd be cool if she has it. The Barbie
I
Polaroid.
met 82 Hello Kitty. She said, "What's that?"
No, I said if Denise has it, because I don't remember, because her collection is just as vast as yours is, so I may have overlooked it. But if she has like an extra like Polaroid, the Barbie Polaroid, that'd be cool,
Yeah.
because you don't always see those.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know about that one. I'm not sure.
I'll send you a link.
Yeah, I'm not real sure. But yeah, it's just. But so that's her little thing, you know. I was,
That's awesome.
and we also because I had a. It's not made by Barbie, but it's a Charlie's Angels. Uh, I know Armando will know what I'm talking about, and maybe Jeff.
No,
Um,
too
um,
young for that.
what's her name? That she took over Farrah Fawcett's. She plays her sister,
King?
Cheryl Ladd. Cheryl Ladd.
Gelato.
So Cheryl Ladd lives in Bernie now, and where the restaurant is. So I just in case, you know, I met her once and she was super cool. So I thought it'd be cool when she comes in that we'd have her toy in there. It's upstairs, you know, in the little area, but you know, it's the nostalgia area kind of. I can't. It's easy to go overboard, as we know in our own private collections, but
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep things clean at the restaurant because I was like, man, maybe I ought to bring one of my mongoose bikes. I was even going to put a vintage dirt bike in there, motorcycle in there. But I'm getting, you know, we got all the film stuff, and I don't want to just, you know, I don't want to go overboard. So I want to keep everything clean. So,
Wow. Well, you do technically do have a mongoose bike, right, with the ET display?
it's not a mongoose; it's a Kuahara. But that one's legit.
I'm sorry. So
Yeah, but yeah, the mongoose would have been, you know, kind of cool, you know, vintage for a lot of people, but just gotta take it easy for that.
You know, I really can't wait. You know, until the doors are open and to try the food out. And, you know, it's really going to be cool. And I know our private talks. You know, it's taking
Yes,
a lot of time, but a lot of love, right? It's
yeah,
not
for
just
sure.
money.
So hey, I'm gonna share something that's kind of funny because we're talking about the vintage toys, what I have at Darkside. So, did I mention the 8 ball to you guys with about Claudia Wells? You know, Marty's girlfriend. That when she came to visit, super classy chick. She came in, you know, she signed the DeLorean, and um, anyways, I was showing her around, and I was showing her the vintage toys, and then in the second compartment, there's like, you know, the Atari and, you know, the Barbies are in there, skateboard, all kinds of stuff. Well, I have the the, the 8 ball. That thing's badass. We all had one. Who did not have the 8 ball? You know what I mean? So Armando, what? No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, but anyway, I mean, it's a very, you know, this is crossing the line. But she was like, she called me on the phone 2 days later, and she said, "Hey, Mike, I'd like to talk to you." And I'm like, "What's up?" She's like, "Well, you know, I didn't want to mention it in text. Don't want you to think I'm being weird or anything, but you need to get rid of that 8 ball. It's voodoo, and you need to." And I'm like, voodoo, it was like a toy. It was a kid toy. I like, will Charlotte go out to prom with me? You know, it's just, you know, it's not like a Ouija board or anything like that. You know what I mean? But she thought that it was going to bring bad luck to the restaurant and wanted me to chunk it. So I guess
yeah, it might be one of those like you know how people would talk about like Teddy Ruxpin and like that it was like possessed and all that. Might be like one of those like.
I was wondering what it was all about, but me personally, it's an innocent toy. It was made by a toy manufacturer, not by the devil. So I'm going to keep it in there. I'm not going to take it.
Michael, you should replace it with one of these.
Hey, I have that in there.
Shake it and.
Hey, is that the puppet? Oh, what is that?
It's a magic 8 ball, but it's a Yoda.
Oh, that's hilarious. Because I have the actual, you know, the hand puppet from the vintage from the early 80s. Yeah. I have that in that same case right by
Did you put in a Simon Says handheld game or the football games?
I have the football game.
The handheld ones, the Mattel ones?
Yeah. Yeah, I have
you remember that game Simon where you used to press the buttons
absolutely.
Out? Yeah.
It's so easy, Armando, to I mean, there's so many things back then, you know.
I know.
But so Michael, this is a vintage Yoda magic 8 ball from 1987.
Oh, I never even knew that they came out with that.
Me either. Trent, you know Trent, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In our group. So he actually sent it to me just randomly. He's just like, "Hey, I'm sure you don't have this." So he's like, and he sent it.
I never even knew they made that. But apparently I think they still have that magic 8 ball.
Oh, yeah, you can still buy it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, and Mattel and like Hasbro they've been coming out with all the vintage toys again, like
Yeah.
everything from the little phone to like, I mean, all of the old toys, and they even bring them out in the old fashioned cases, like,
Yeah.
you
That's
know,
very cool.
You can
Yeah,
get
the
it to
whole
do
thing
Chat
is
GPT now too. You can flip it over. No, just kidding.
yeah, right. Yeah, but that was just kind of a weird deal. I wasn't really expecting that, but
Yeah.
I mean, that's just
Hey,
Yeah,
sometimes
I was super jealous because I was actually going to send it to you because I know she was at Wonderlands of America, so I couldn't make it to the event. But when I saw she was like sitting on your bar, I was like, "Damn it!" Because truth
yeah.
be told, and maybe I'm oversharing, but she was one of my first crushes, and I would
Oh,
always rewind the part when she's like biting her finger or something, and I'm like, "Oh my
yeah.
god, I wish
How
that
about
was me."
how about a ride? What did she
Yeah.
say? Yeah, I'll tell you what. When she came in there, brought a cake and everything, me and Denise were just like, "What the hell?" And calling Huey and Huey Lewis and FaceTiming and showing him the restaurant. I just thought, man, this just doesn't happen every day. So I look forward to future stories of having some of these celebs in there and getting. I'm not going to let them. Did you know Jeff about her signing the DeLorean?
Yeah, I remember you were saying me that.
Yeah, and she like signed like. I'm like,
I
well,
know you
okay,
were.
enough with the thing. She kept putting little hearts and stuff. I'm like, no, don't do that.
Oh, no anymore. I
No
remember you
more
were scared.
hearts.
I remember you were scared shitless because she was on the cherry picker.
Yes, yeah, she was up there, and I was holding this, looking. Yeah, it was not good,
Yeah.
Sick bastard.
Oh, speaking of everything, how's the arcade game? Did you get the floor replaced already?
Yes, actually, he just finished that today. That's funny for the Galaga. Yeah, so we'll have Galaga in there this next week. Yeah, Randy did a great job on it. So
I'll
yeah,
put my
so we'll have
quarters up.
three arcade games in there.
Hey, buddy.
later, man.
Put my quarters up.
Huh?
I'm gonna put my quarters up already. Go ahead.
Yeah,
And
isn't
put
that
my
cool
4
how they
quarters
put them
up.
up there like that? That's so cool. I love.
I got
that.
next.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
awesome.
it's not a competition, but I'm gonna try to have the highest score at the night.
Oh, whatever, Johnny. Bring it.
Yeah.
Well, it's not going to be long, actually. Probably within the next month that I'm going to be able to zero in an exact date for everybody. So I hope that a lot of people in the chat can make it with enough notice.
Yeah.
It's going to be a really big event and a blast. So
And
it'll
you
mean
know,
a lot
like
to me to see y'all.
I've been spreading it on the my essay and the links I send you. I've been spreading it like I know the guy and he's adding this and he's adding that. Like, well, not like everything you've already shown, right? Or at least the pictures.
Yeah.
People are like, what? I'm like, yeah, stay tuned.
Yeah.
But like we were talking, right? Word of mouth.
Yeah, it's crazy. Everybody around in the San Antonio community already know about this place. I went into a brand new. I always like to see the competition and know what's out there. And I went into a really nice pizza restaurant and walked in and wanted to get a menu from them. And as I was talking to the manager, a couple of the hostess were sitting right there, and I mentioned I'm opening up a pizza place, and she's like, "Are you the Star Wars guy?" And I mean, just the word's really out about it, and I haven't done any advertising whatsoever, so it's pretty
But
cool.
you know what's funny is I've been testing out the competition, for luxury on my end.
Mhm.
Dude, it sucks. Like I could pick up a slice and it's dripping. Like,
Yeah.
it's just like straight dripping. I'm like, what is this?
Yeah, but some people like that, and that's all in the type of pepperoni. I mean, look, I'm a pepperoni. I know about pizzas now, guys, but it's funny though because we've had some, there's a lot to that. Me personally, though, Johnny, I like a lot of grease and dipping my shit through the grease and spooning it back. You know what I mean? It's
No,
like
don't get me wrong.
blood out of a steak. You know what I mean? So, but anyway,
No, for sure. It's except how can I put it when like there's not as much other things going on. It's just like a greasy piece of like soggy bread. You know what I mean? Rather than what it should be. Then I'm like, I don't know. But
yeah, everyone's got
Are
their
you-
own taste.
are you gonna have calzones or no?
Calzones, yes.
All right. I
Yeah,
got you on this.
yeah. We'll have calzones for sure.
I'm big on a cheese on pizza. I love when the cheese tastes great on a pizza.
No.
Yes.
You taste the quality.
Yep. It's funny that you say that. So there's a bunch of cheese companies out there, but the one that we're selecting is hands down the best. And so-
Joseph sent this to me. It said, for Michael, this is
What
to
is it?
certify that the attached film was carried on board Apollo 11 on the historic flight to the moon and it's carried to the surface of the moon. There you go, Michael.
All right, so we're gonna start this right now. So I
No,
guess
I just wanted to show that. Right
okay, because I know Gabe, we're getting ready to get off, and I know it's gonna be like, well, okay, so let's just since we're here, just real quick, because I know Joseph's laughing his ass off right now. All right, we're gonna take a poll right now. Okay, we're gonna start with Armando. Armando,
I gotta go. Sorry.
Armando, do you believe that we actually landed on the moon?
Yes.
Okay, Jeff.
Oh, jeez. I do believe yes.
Okay, why were you so paused about it?
I don't want to start any shit with you, Michael, tonight. That's all. I'm just kidding.
All right. I'm gonna side with Michael on this one.
What?
The circumstantial evidence around that time, that 1969 one, to me points towards no. I'm not saying that we haven't since then, perhaps, but I mean, at that first one, I don't think so. But that's just
Johnny?
I'm also a pause, Michael, because I think that they fibbed a little bit with some of the camera work or whatever?
Yeah.
Right, but did they actually arrive there? Probably, and they probably were like, how many times have you like forgot to take the lens off the camera or whatever back in the day? You're like,
Yeah.
shit, we need that footage. Okay, let's just make some shit up and like.
Have you guys watched the movie Interstellar? Christopher Nolan, Interstellar. It's set in the future, and the school teacher says that the school, it was fake for propaganda reasons to bankrupt Russia.
Yeah.
And Christopher Nolan's pretty. He's
Yeah,
pretty
who I'd like to know from, and not to get into this, isn't get into political, but Musk, like Elon Musk, because he is actually flying shit and knows the issues that they're having. Like, if he would say like, "Oh, I know that they could have done that," I don't know if anyone's ever asked him that question. But look, I'm not a know-it-all, but there's just because, like, honestly, I never had a doubt because I never really thought too much about it till this last year. And this last year, it's been about like where we were technology-wise back then. Mythbusters. But the thing is like how they said that they shot this. They even made a movie, an old movie. I think the movie was shot in the freaking 70s. They made a movie about it where it was made out in a deal. But when they say who made and he admitted making this was George Lucas worshipped. He didn't worship him, but that was like his all-time favorite movie, 2001 Space Odyssey. And everybody knows.
Isn't that the conspiracy that Stanley Kubrick?
Yeah, so if Stanley Kubrick would say, why would he say that? You know what I mean?
Even in The Shining, you see the Apollo 11 on what's his name, the sweater, the kid.
Yeah, but this is an old conspiracy. This is probably one of the oldest conspiracy besides like the JFK.
Yeah.
It's one of the oldest ones. But.
Did you guys see? I sent it just recently to Gabe. There's this guy talking. They're like in a classroom, and he's like looking at. I'm sure Armando saw it, but he's looking at the thing, and it's like, "We're the first walk on the man." They're like watching the TV in the classroom, and one of the kids raised their hand to the teacher. He's like, "Yes, Jacob." He's like, "Who was holding the camera?
Yeah.
Who was shooting the footage?" I got it. Me and Joseph just. I think it was last night. We're talking about this because man, he's so big into the NASA thing, and it's awesome what he's got. But he's really has a problem with me not believing because I just. But he's like, I'm like, how did? And he's like, oh no, it's and I know he's listening right now, thinking that motherfucker. But they've got a camera. He said on one of the legs
right now just to like defend it.
Yeah. But there's a camera. He said on one of the legs of the. But it's clearly way far away. And then they're getting it. Hey, and now we're on the thing. Let's get out our driving vehicle and we're going to drive around. And that little footage that you see there. And I just don't. It's just hard to believe. And I want to know why haven't we landed?
That makes another good point, right? It was televised live, right? So, and I get it. Like there's satellites that are bouncing the signal, but. And again, I wasn't around then. I don't know what the delay was, but it seems a little like I don't know, just far-fetched that it worked, and then all of a sudden it was like televised, Oh, here comes Matt. Hold on.
Oh shit!
Uh-oh.
Here comes Matt coming
Yeah.
in. All right, let's hear.
How you doing, Matt?
What's up, man?
Hey guys,
Hey.
Are you listening to what we're talking about right now?
that's why I had to jump in.
Okay, here we go.
My sequel
Let's see if
broke.
me and him get along on this one.
As the space professional of the group,
There you go.
I work in the space field. NASA tried to fake the moon landings. They hired Stanley Kubrick to do it. But Stanley Kubrick is such a perfectionist, he demanded they film on location.
No, there you go.
That's
Good one. That was good.
There you go.
I was really
conspiracies
listening to you, Matt.
The conspiracies, it would have to be so vast, it would actually be cheaper to just go and land on the moon. They did it.
There's a funny meme they have. It's a picture of from Star Wars when they're reading the Death Star map, and they say, this is for people who don't believe the moon landing. They believe the moon landing was CGI. This is CGI back in
from the 70s.
77. Yeah.
Yeah, no. But still, the footage is definitely. I mean, come on, dude! It's really good footage. You know what I mean? And it's.
I mean,
like
when you're film is just in general going to be high quality.
And that's what I'm saying. It's from back then, and he had the means of doing that. So, I mean, look at when Space Odyssey was made. So
can I add to this?
Go, Jerry.
yes,
Okay.
yeah. Let's hear a young little boy's.
Oh.
All right.
All
So
right. Let's go,
Tell
John.
me, Johnny.
given that I'm from the new century, sorry. Given from I'm the new generation, Sorry. All jokes aside, one thing I was always intrigued about was war, right? And I'm not gonna go on a whole spew, but it's funny that Oppenheimer came out, right? And we learned about the whole story about the atomic bomb. But if you ever took the dive of learning about the whole atomic bomb, and you saw the original footage, it looked very compelling. However, they used that as propaganda because it was all a set. And the reason why it was a set, and people are like, well, how do you know it's a set, is what does an atomic bomb not destroy, right? So you're telling me that we could see a blast literally take down a building, but the camera is so still? Like, how is the camera not shaking, right? And then there's a scene where the blast goes off. There's a car. There's like a little model car, and then it disappears out of nowhere. They're like, what? So they kind of like spewed the film together. But long story short, what I'm saying is, I do think we did go to the moon. However, the footage we saw was not from the first visit. That's my personal opinion. And technically, they could have done it because back then, I mean, it was all word of mouth, and there wasn't any security cameras or anything like that. In my personal opinion, because as far as we know, they could have just been circling the Earth and then just came back.
There's real footage.
So Johnny, do you think that Indiana Jones?
I love that one. That one was great.
So do you think that? I know, I like that. So do you think that was good, Marcel? Do you think that Indiana Jones could have survived that blast in that refrigerator?
Yes.
I like to think that the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull didn't happen.
Yeah. Amen.
Well, I mean, in today's terms of what the
Spoiler
materials
alert.
they use today, no. But I would say he would have survived to some extent. Now, that extent, I would say would be like very small, but I don't think he would have made it.
I still think that's the moon landing and JFK are like my two favorite conspiracies. Like, just because, look, there's good arguments on both sides, and yeah, sure, there's
For sure.
Mike, did you know JFK was here before he got assassinated?
Yes. Yep.
How old are you then?
So, hey, don't worry about it. No, I'm 54. hey, real quick, JPF props. So we think that literally thousands of people kept this secret. And you're right. I get that. It's kind of like there's so many things, just a lot of questions. But like a question that I have is, why would the actual astronauts say it didn't happen? And I know Joseph said, because I know a lot of times on both sides of the the Republicans and the Democrats, they'll make little memes of like Biden saying something that he really didn't say, but those you could clearly see that wasn't lip syncing, So
Brian makes, multiple were involved in JFK, but we went to the moon. But then again, it goes back to this comment, right? It's like, okay, so then the JFK, why would literally like hundreds, if not thousands of people keep that a secret their whole lives? Because I'm sure there was a lot of people covering up. So that's why it's fun. That's why those conspiracy theories are fun, because it's like,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
the
I
government
can
was
believe the
government was
killed the
shady
JFK
that,
more
I
than
mean,
I could believe we faked the moon landing. It's just
but
it
think
was
about how
too
shady
big.
the government was, right? Like even just like the stuff we were doing, like Bay of Pigs and like stuff in all the South American countries, in Iran, like, I mean, never
If
know.
you if you look at it though, like look at Area 51. How long has Area 51 lasted, and how many documents have been leaked? How much stuff?
I don't believe in all
Like,
that stuff, but
I mean,
The Area 51.
I know I shouldn't have said it. It's all Joseph's fault for
3
saying
more
yeah,
hours. Thanks, Joseph.
Joseph is laughing at that.
Joseph's laughing because he
We're
sent
going
that
to
picture
dump.
right when we were gonna close the show too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
see what happens when you let a Star Trek person intervene in the Star
Yeah,
Wars.
exactly. Hey, so listen though. I mean, it's we just got to look at this. I mean, like Apollo 13. That was supposed to be after the moon landing, right? Apollo 13. Yes. Well,
Yeah,
because
it was.
Yeah, it was.
yeah, after.
They would have landed on
But
the moon
I
too
just
if
want
the
to know, why
spaceship
can't
hadn't
we?
exploded.
Because why wouldn't you right now though? I'm asking this question. I'm not like smart ass about it. But why couldn't you right now, with the technology we have space stations that are floating around the atmosphere, right? We know that that's a fact. But why? Or maybe it isn't. No, I'm just kidding. But why don't they just simply like right now go and practice landing on the moon and taking off for future?
Can't.
Oh no, well, Mike, that's what they're doing now. And I was actually going to text you that the other day to see the next flight take off, because it's literally like 2 hours away from us. But that's what they're testing out now.
Yeah, but they just fly out
Johnny,
to
where are you
orbit
at?
and then come back down. That's not landing on the moon. Is what I'm talking about. Why aren't
No,
they?
but they're
with the
getting ready for
technology
it.
we have now.
Yeah,
With
Johnny,
technology
where
now.
do you live?
San Antonio.
Oh, okay. So you're talking about like the stuff down in Boca Chica.
Yeah, SpaceX.
Yeah,
It's
SpaceX
SpaceX.
there, yeah. Well, that's all just testing.
Yeah, that's what I'm
They're
saying. They
launching
just go out in the
people from
atmosphere
there.
and come back.
But to see it and actually feel it, because we're not that far off. Because
I'm 25 miles south of the Kennedy Space Center. Elon Musk rattles my house roughly every 10 days.
dude, that's so.
With the SpaceX, like there's tomorrow they're launching a Falcon Heavy. Well, I think it's going to get pushed because of weather. But yeah, they're launching a Falcon Heavy with the X-37B. It's a U.S. Space Force asset.
Yep.
And they're launching out of the Falcon. And then they're going to land the 2 side boosters. Will land back here at the Cape. Yeah. So,
I mean,
my dogs are in for a rough time.
I don't doubt they can do it now. Like, I'm sure.
Well, I mean, a lot of people were like, well, why can't we just? The one big thing about like people that think we faked the moon landing is like, well, why can't we just go do it right now if we've already done it? You got to realize that they're like with Artemis, they're redoing a lot of stuff like to go back to the moon.
Yeah, they just did that test flight too.
We did that was about 10 months ago. I went up to the causeway. If you look on my YouTube channel, I put the video of that one going up at 2 a.m. But people were like, well, why can't we just go? We don't, everything that we use, all the stuff that we machine the parts for, like the Saturn V and the LEM and everything else, that's all gone. We have to like rebuild all of it. It's not, the technology's better now. So the stuff that they're going to do, like what they're doing now to go back to the moon, I think Elon Musk is going to get back to the moon before NASA does.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm sure Stanley's going, look, I'm tired of making your goddamn movies. We're going to stop this at some point.
Yeah. I'll tell you what,
He's dead now.
Obviously, this is
I know. Yeah.
This is a funny.
Well, is he? Yeah.
I just like knowing, with everybody, but I don't look at anybody like you're retarded or anything because you think that we land on the moon, because there's a good chance that it did happen, but
There's
just
absolute
me
proof
just
that we
knowing
have.
everything, I just don't think it did.
You can see the lunar orbiter has taken pictures of all the landing sites. You can 17. So you can see the rover tracks from from the lunar rover and stuff.
Space
You can
junk.
see all the landing sites, or you can see pictures of them.
That's cool.
Space junk. they
You can
left
shoot a
on there.
laser from Earth to the reflectors that Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin put out at the Apollo 11 site, and you can measure the distance. They use it to measure the distance from the Earth to the
Go to
moon.
the website.
All I know is
Why do you
I
think-
want to
why-
know.
hey,
You
why do you
actually
think-
do
what's
it.
that?
You
why
can do
would
that
Buzz-
yourself if you have
listen.
the equipment.
So, but why? I just want to know this. Why, Matt, would Buzz Aldrin say that it never happened?
He never said that. Some guy came up to him and said that you guys never landed on, you faked it all, and
Didn't
he
he want to
knocked him
punch him
out.
out? Yeah, he
He
did. He
knocked
knocked
him
him
out.
out. I remember that. That's
He will
hilarious.
never say they didn't do that. Alan
Yeah.
Bean, who was on Apollo 12, was the one who, he called all of them idiots. It would be just, to have a conspiracy that they faked it. It would be so vast they couldn't keep that many people quiet. It just couldn't happen.
How dare you, Joseph?
Joseph, look what he did.
Dropped a bomb.
Seriously, right? I mean, what's next? Are aliens real? Right?
Yeah.
Okay, now the aliens thing.
UFO.
Okay,
Oh,
look. Okay. Jeff.
Oh, 100%.
Why are they landing in Bill and Bubba's backyard? And
Matt, do you believe in aliens?
I believe there's life out, and I'm still trying to find intelligent life on this planet somehow.
Oh shit. Amen. Armando, you
No,
believe?
I mean just mathematically, if you look how vast space is,
yes.
there
Armando, what
has
do you?
to be life elsewhere in the universe.
I personally think they're high. It's U.S. tech, military tech they're testing because it's always against military planes they're doing. I think it's like the stealth
So a
bomber.
couple-
I think those are all high. I think they're drones. They're super drones that they're trying to test against.
20 years in the
that I
Air
get,
Force.
but do
Yeah, I
you
don't believe in UFOs.
You don't? Okay.
No.
20
Okay,
years
well,
in the
okay,
Air
would you
Force, I
believe
can
there's life?
practically guarantee it's a couple of Air Force guys just buzzing the Navy for fun.
Yeah. But I mean, okay, so let's get a little bit more strict about it. So do you believe that there's life elsewhere? Armando?
Yes.
Me? No.
I think we'll find life in this solar. We're gonna go and send a probe to Europa. We're gonna drill a hole and go ice fishing there. You're gonna
Jeff-
find fish on that planet. On
Jeff,
that
you,
moon.
you say yes.
I'm a yes. Yeah.
Okay. Johnny, you're yes? Life elsewhere? What about you, Gabe?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So
Oh.
Denise says absolutely not. I say yes. I do.
There's a so, and this is where again, and I think we should probably stop this conversation because it's gonna get this is where religion
You can fall into religion.
and
yes.
so right. It's
I
like
get it. I get
and
that.
and that's
Okay.
that's where like it kind of limits. But
Yeah.
I absolutely think that there's definitely life, and the more stuff that I see, like I know my wife, like she's like super like anytime we see a UFO video and she's like, oh my god, like that's totally like what I mean, like it's just unexplained, right? So when you can't explain it, like with just using normal logic, sometimes, like especially like you've seen some of those fly like crazy, like up and down, like left to right, and there's the military's straight up said like we don't have that capacity, and they wouldn't say if they did, but still, like,
Well, you'll notice that stuff always comes up in Congress right around the time they're working on some kind of budget or some kind of spending. No, I'm not making that up. You look at the time.
Yeah,
look
that's
at the timing of when they do it every year.
Theory on
It's
its own,
ridiculous.
right there, Matt.
I'm just saying I find that more plausible.
All right, so I think we'll go ahead and leave it at that, Gabe. But yeah, these are.
I blame Joseph for this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks a lot, Joe. So
No, but it's okay though. It's kind of fun shit, but I don't know.
Next time Joseph's on, I'm gonna be in the
Get a
chat.
ring with us. Yeah.
Darth Wizzy, I guess he asked me a question if I've ever seen a UFO. Yes, I have seen things flying that I can't explain what they were. Does not mean they were aliens.
Right.
Anybody who spent time in Nevada in
Yeah.
the 90s has seen things that they don't know what it was.
Yeah. Hey,
I
what,
like it.
hey, what? Can you pop up what Milky Way just said right now? Okay, I met a guy at NASA who designed the hydraulic system for interlocking the space station sections. Very cool. These guys are incredibly smart.
that's
Yes,
getting
they
a bonus.
Good boy.
Sounds like
I have
sounds like
gotta
you're part of this conspiracy theory.
both my neighbors work on Artemis.
Yeah, and it
really
sounds like
yeah.
sounds like
So-
you're in on it. So Can't be
Yeah,
trusted.
I got that before from my 8th grade science teacher who went nuts, and he was all into chemtrails. And he found out I was in the military and had a top secret clearance. So he figured I knew everything and I just wasn't telling him. And I was like, that's not how this works, man.
Yeah.
But it's like
Yeah,
at the same time, I was like, oh God, it's ridiculous.
Hey, so respect to all of the people that were involved with NASA, whether it happened or not. Okay, Bigfoot.
Now we go with Bigfoot. Oh God, Marcel, I'm part of Big Moon.
Oh God, dude. But anyways,
I
but
love you
seriously,
guys.
I mean, what they've put together and have been able to do from the beginning is absolutely amazing and incredible. But it's just a weird thing that
you have the big bucks to pay off people like Matt to cover it up some more
I don't
on weekly Star Wars collectible shows.
I'm sure they were like, get in there, Matt. Get in there. Get in there right now.
They're like,
actually, I just got back from we had like a little like Space Coast Company Christmas party.
That's exactly what they would say.
Most of my company's out in Colorado.
Matt, it's very suspicious that you jumped in right when we brought up
no comments, no nothing. Yeah.
Very suspicious.
To Stephen and Marcel, thank you for those awesome.
And your favorite movie is The Last Jedi.
It's not my favorite movie. I do like that that was the first one I could take both my kids to.
Nice.
All right.
So that's why I don't hate on them. Whatever.
Jeff's like, all right.
Jerking at the heartstrings there, man.
We should wrap up though.
Yeah.
3 hour.
Yes, please. Hey, Armando, thank you for hopping on, dude. It's always good seeing you, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't get a chance to do it.
Yeah, man, for sure. And Johnny, it's always good seeing you, brother.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
Johnny.
This is fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And hey, thanks for hopping on, Jeff. It's always good having you on here. You're welcome anytime.
Yeah, well, look, you guys support us. I mean, a lot of these people that are branching off and doing other things now too. I mean, you were the original supporters. So
well,
I appreciate the two of you.
Thanks for saying that, dude, for sure. And Matt, good seeing you, dude. Anyways, we'll Matt, brother, nothing but love to you, man.
Love.
Whoa.
What? I got an itch. I got an itch, man.
Whoa. Dude, did you just shoot me the bird right now? Nothing but love, Matt, dude.
No, I know, buddy. It's all good.
I hope you're doing well on a serious note, man. It's been a long time, actually.
You're getting your room all set up and everything.
Everything in frame looks okay. The rest of this room is a swirling vortex of entropy. I've got some PTO coming up where I'm just going to work on this room.
Nice.
Good.
So, keep us updated, man.
Yeah.
That never works, Matt, for the record. So.
Yeah, I have hopes, Jeff. I know.
Yeah.
It's just it's been crazy with work, so it's just but like I've got like here, I'll say I got stuff still in the boxes over here. Like I gotta get
now, that's all.
I gotta get Fat Bib Fortuna out of there.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, all right, guys.
Okay, it was good hanging out. Everybody in the chat.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for hanging out on a Saturday night, and please nobody take anything personal about that.
Let's bring it up flat Earth.
Next week's episode is the Earth flat.
Yeah. Hey, and Bigfoot does exist.
I will say this: the Earth is covered. The Earth is 75% of the Earth's surface is covered in water, and most of it's not carbonated. So, technically, the Earth is flat.
Thanks for joining us, everybody. Have a great evening, and we'll see you on the next episode of Collection Wars.
Nice, guys.
You guys.
You're all clear, kid. Now let's blow this thing and go home.